Stays crunchy. Stays crunchy. And milk.
So, of course, I'm saying immediately after good things happen, haters must arise because that's just how it works. Can't have good things in this world currently. That's what I'm trying to be better about that. Deuce says, you know what I'm saying? We're trying to be better about that in 26. All right, y'all. But what I found to be quite hilarious was those rando ass haters that tried to crawl out the woodworks after Myles Garrett set the sack record, single season sack record this past Sunday. And hater number one, I'm going to pull up a little article for you. Bengals Zach Taylor upset about delay after Myles Garrett set NFL sack record. This is the Bengals coach, if you didn't know. This is Jana Bardahl from The Athletic. Cincinnati Bengals weren't happy. This says the Bengals as an organization apparently wasn't happy, but I don't believe that. I think this is really just the coach. And Jamar Chase. Is that his name? Yes, right? Yeah, okay. The Cincinnati Bengals weren't happy after officials stopped action for about 30 seconds. Keep that little number in your head, please, listener. On Sunday, after Cleveland Browns defensive end Myles Garrett broke the NFL single-season sack record in the fourth quarter of the 2018 Browns win. Bengals coach Zach Taylor said after the game that the officials did not tell him they planned on stopping the clock after Garrett hit the milestone until after the fact. Not sure if you would have to tell them because it might not happen. So what can you say? But if it goes down, I don't know. That feel like a jinx right there. So I'm glad the officials didn't say some shit about that. There's 5 minutes left in our season, Taylor told reporters. We're playing for our lives here. You are not. You simply were not. Because they were on the playoffs just like we were. I was never told they were going to stop the game. In a critical moment like that, the refs just said they made a decision that they were going to stop the game. They said they tried to do it as quickly as possible. I didn't feel that. 30 seconds, mind you. Down 17-12 with 5:04 left, the Bengals tried to line up quickly and run another play. But after Garrett's sack, officials paused the game and play clocks for about 30 seconds as Garrett celebrated with his teammates, then left the field, where he was mobbed on the sideline. The Bengals' drive ended in a punt 3 plays later, and they lost, finishing their season at 6-11. We didn't sub. We were trying to be on the ball and go and play with tempo. The umpire just held the ball, so we couldn't do anything, Taylor said. And I'm yelling at Joe, get on the ball. We didn't sub. We're going. And then we couldn't play. So, again, trying to get an answer was not easy. They just said that they made a decision as a crew to stop the game when that happened. I guess it didn't matter when it happened. Taylor said the referees never said one word, and the planned stoppage during his meeting with officials about the planned stoppage during his meeting with officials before kickoff. I didn't know we had meetings with the refs before kickoff. I wonder what that's about. Why do we have those meetings? But whatever. Bengals wide receiver Jamar Chase also voiced frustration to reporters in the post-game locker room. I never knew you could let the whole team get on your field, Chase said of the Browns' celebration of Garrett. Wasn't the whole team, but okay, sure thing. They act like catching my 10th pass and the whole team on the field. That's like me catching my 10th pass and the whole team running on the field. It is not. You can get flagged. You can't do that. But congrats to him on everything. But they got a call flag on that play. They do not. Chase continued, well, they better stop the game when I do something in my back end of my career. That's all I got to say about that one. Garrett entered Sunday with 22 sacks and notched his record-breaking 23rd against Burrow. Michael Strahan and TJ Watt previously shared the sack record with 22.5. Now, I don't have the article or the video of Michael Strahan. I'm going to call him hater number 2 in the situation, basically saying, I did the record in 16 games, so I'm better. I don't believe TJ Watt even commented on this, but whatever. Michael Strahan.
The thing about Strahan, too, is his last sack, the one that got him the record, was a gift.
Yeah, Brett Favre just collapsed, right?
Yeah, he just followed down and let him have it.
Yeah. So, hater number 3, this is from the Dan Le Batard show, and actually pulled the video for this one. So here I'm going to click play on this video, and then we'll come back and discuss as a class.
Myles Garrett broke the sack record at a time in the NFL where guys aren't sitting back there for 5 seconds anymore. Everyone's getting rid of the ball fast because they're scared of Myles Garrett.
Man, I don't want to hear about that. That's a fake sack record.
What are you on about?
What do you mean, what am I on about?
What are you on about?
That's a fake sack record.
It's got some cockamamie thing you're doing.
What do you mean, why?
Yeah, just why? Tell me.
Okay, am I talking to Mike Ryan who pretends he's a Browns fan?
I'm not a Browns fan. I'm not.
Okay.
What are you throwing?
I'm just making sure.
Look, guy, I'm riding high. Let's move on.
Myles Garrett gets the fake sack record yesterday. He surpasses TJ Watt and Strahan in a 17th game. All right. Those guys were only allowed to play 16 games. So not only did he get the record in a 7, like how do we not acknowledge that he had more games?
It's totally fair.
Like, and it's not like he surpassed the sack record by like 3 sacks or 4 sacks. 1 sack in the final game.
Important work you're doing.
We're acknowledging. Yes.
Okay,
You can count to 1.
And
you can count to 1.
And let's just all, let's just say the quiet part out loud. Joe Burrow took a dive.
Joe Burrow took a dive
Such
on.
A clear
did
dive.
you see Mina's tweet about the Miles's get off on that sack was the fastest in the league?
Also
on a sack.
What does that have to do with Joe Burrow taking a dive?
Because he had 0.2 seconds to take. Like, I don't think he processed that he was taking a dive.
And maybe Myles Garrett touched Joe Burrow with a finger, and Joe Burrow just went to the ground.
Have you seen what Myles Garrett looks like? Yeah, touching him with the finger might send him to the ground.
The funniest part to me was watching Myles Garrett's teammates try to avoid touching him. Like, this is not me. I don't want any part of this. That's his sack.
It was so obvious a dive by Joe Burrow.
So are you saying he pulled a Brett Favre?
Yeah,
okay,
absolutely.
That was not that bad. It was not as bad. If that was a 10, that was a 5.
Myles Garrett wasn't even near him.
So you can count to 1. I'm not sure you can count to a second because it takes way less than that.
That's 2 for 2 right there.
All right, well, TJ Watt, you mentioned him. 22 and a half sacks.
That's right.
You know how many snaps he played?
I don't know.
Why would you? 618.
Okay.
Michael Strahan, 22 and a half sacks. You know how many snaps he played? Why would you? 567.
Okay.
You're big on the extra game.
Of course.
22 sacks for Myles Garrett. 437 snaps.
Okay.
You're a fool.
He's lazy.
You're a sucker.
Why is he playing so little?
Yeah, the funny thing about that argument, too, is TJ Watt's record season or whatever was a 17-game NFL season. He played 15 because he was hurt.
Yeah. Get out of here.
And I fact checked that while we were watching the video just to make sure.
Yeah. I'm not stunned because it's always going to be this way. This is how this works. People out here celebrating, having a good time, saying, "Hell yeah, this guy." One of the very few things we can celebrate as the Browns fans this season is having that man on our squad doing that kind of business out on the field. Initially, they timed that get off at like 17.2. They went and revised it to 23 seconds. But initially, they had that man coming off at Olympic level speed to get that sack.
The thing I heard was it was like faster than Usain Bolt.
It's fast as. Yeah, it was like initially like the first time they timed it, they was like it was 17.3 seconds, and then like they fixed that to 23.2 or something such. So I was like they got it right. But also, if you see him come off that. It's crazy how fast he come off that shit and got to that boy. Touch that motherfucker. Trust me, Joe Burrow didn't lay down. Joe Burrow got laid down gently. Because you know how it is. You don't want to be catching no flags.
Yeah, it was like Myles timed up the snap count like perfectly.
Yeah.
Which, like he jumps off sides all the time. So he's like, it's going to be right half 50-50 with him on whether it's a penalty or not. But like he got a perfect jump off and the Bengals didn't fucking triple team him, but with a tight end and a running back and a tackle.
Yeah.
So like it was he got a one-on-one matchup and he got a perfect jump off the snap.
Yeah.
Burrow didn't have time to fucking take a dive. Myles was already in his fucking hip before he had a chance to even do anything.
That's exactly the point. And like I said, it was only like I said, I've only not that those are the only haters. I'm sure there are more, but I came across those particular ones and I was like, well, first of all, who is you, dude? Because I don't know you like that. I don't watch Levitard all like that. You know what I'm saying? I get some Levitard highlights here and there. But I was like, get fuck out of here, bro. And okay, so let's just say it's the 17th game and he got another sack. That's how that shit works. It's an extra game to play, meaning he could get an extra sack. Yes, a record would be set. That's just how math functions. It's like, you got to get out of here with that whole shit, man. I'm very, very proud of Myles Garrett, man. I
like, if they want to be mad about any of it, be mad about the like half sack they gave him against the Bills. Josh Allen ran backwards and fell down and gave up, and they were just like, Myles was within like 10 feet of him. We'll give him a half. Like, he didn't even touch him.
I don't even know how they count sacks in when like those 0.5s. I don't know how they count half sacks.
The way that they said it was like he gave up because he was gonna be tackled or some shit. So they gave it to the people they felt were going to tackle him, which was like Myles and one of our other defensive linemen.
Mm-hmm.
So they gave him credit each for half, even though like he didn't touch him. But like it was like because like he's like I said, he gave up. So he was gonna be sacked. So they gave him theoretical credit.
Schrodinger's sack, you know what I'm saying? In one box, that sack happened. In another, it did not. So we give you half the credit just in case. That's a weird. I don't know how stat counters count certain things, especially like that. But there you go. There you go. Made sense of it. What also happened is the day after the season ended, we released our head coach, Kevin Stefanski. And oddly enough, having after Box and I had a very, I guess, not lengthy per se, but a discussion about Kevin Stefanski recently, I was kind of more like, wish they kept him.
Oh, I'm very upset.
I'm not livid. I get it. I do get it. Truly, I do. But I was also just like, you had kind of made it make sense to me what was going on with Kevin Stefanski, and I felt like he deserved another season, especially with this jacked up ass injury prone weird quarterback situation. You know, Deshaun Watson trade that he immediately was like, I ain't want that bitch. I'm like, I don't blame you, dog. Let that be known so they put that shit on your shoulders. And it's just kind of, I'm not like, trust me, I'm not like I'm jumping for joy pro Kevin Stefanski. I am not. But I'm not anti-Kevin Stefanski like I think a lot of people are. And I don't know if this makes for this organization to be any better in the coming season.
I just don't understand the logic. And granted, you know what? We're being lied to, and I know it. When like the owner gets up there after so at the beginning of the year, he's just kind of said some shit along the lines of like, I know that it's not going to be a great year probably because like the Deshaun Watson trade really like was a bad trade. It was, it was on me. Like we're kind of like rebuilding whatever. Like those, it's like the gist of the message, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like you have that year that you knew you were going to have. And then at the end of it, it's like, oh, well, not winning's not acceptable. And, like I felt we were better than this. Like, did you? Because I thought you said that we weren't. And then you go out there and like you play with what you got and you do the best you can with what you got. And then you fire the guy who's got to like play the shitty team, but you don't get rid of the guy who caused the team to be shitty with his draft picks and signings because he had one good draft where he drafted suboptimally. Like he got good players, but like positional value, like where he drafted them was terrible.
Yeah.
Like a linebacker at the top of the second round, a running back at the top of the second round, a defensive tackle in the top 5. Like, if they end up being like Hall of Fame players, then they'll buck the trend. But like, you basically took a fucking knee to save your job.
Yeah, yeah. We have bad leadership. We just do. We have bad ownership, and I don't know if anything fixes that.
There's a part of me though that like probably thinks like Stefanski was probably over this bullshit, and it was like, you know what? Fire me, dog. Like, like 2-time coach of the year. I won't be out of work long.
Correct. And I'm sure he's got some extra. Where would you not like him to see him show up? Like, please don't
Baltimore.
Go, coach. Okay. Yeah, don't do that to me.
If he goes to Baltimore and is successful, I'll be even more angry with the Browns. Fair. I can't be angry at Kevin Stefanski.
My man just went to go. Yeah, he got fired. What you gonna do about that? We got to be on the side of labor. He is labor, and he got fired by the organization. So always be on the side of labor. I want you to recognize that, okay? Picking sides and shit. Remember?
I will say that, like, Baltimore firing Harbaugh slightly made me feel better about the Stefanski thing.
Okay.
Only because then I felt like it was two places making a mistake, so we weren't alone in our fuck up.
Okay, fair.
Like the misery loves company thing.
Man, do you think they would have fired Tomlin had Baltimore won that?
I don't know. Because, like, the Rooneys don't seem to be the type to make rash decisions like that.
Yeah. And,
like, Tomlin's had them, like, above 500, like, every year of his tenure, right? So it's like I don't know. I feel like they're kind of like the Browns in a way, in that, like, they're missing a quarterback. Since, like, Ben retired, you know, and they just been kind of floundering with, like, stopgaps.
Yeah. So, I am well, let's see. They got, who are they playing in the first round?
The Steelers?
Yeah.
I have no fucking idea.
I'll
be honest, like, I kind of checked out. Like, I was watching the Browns games mostly just to see if Myles got the sack record.
Yeah.
But, like, I kind of stopped watching the rest of the football games. So, like, I don't even know who's, like, all in the playoffs necessarily. Like, I could probably piece it together if I really thought about it. But, like, if you were to ask me right now who are, like, the 14 teams in the playoffs, I couldn't fucking tell you.
Yeah, give me just a moment here, kind sir, and I got you.
Like, all right, so AFC, I think it's Broncos, Bills, Patriots, Steelers, Texans. No, wait, Jaguars. Yeah, it's Jaguars, Broncos, Steelers, Patriots are the division winners. And then I think the wild cards were the Chargers, Bills, and Texans.
Exactly correct, sir.
So, and then, I didn't do the NFC, but I think I would have gotten most of that.
I trust you'll know what you're going. They will be playing the Texans, and I feel like the Texans have that. I'm excited to see what's up with this Jaguars team versus these Bills.
It would be in our benefit for them to lose to the Bills, but it is what it is.
We got a pick of theirs or some shit.
We have their first round pick.
Oh, okay.
And the further they make it in the playoffs, the worse the pick gets.
Fair enough. Okay, so there you go. Patriots are the Patriots back to form after a few years off, but there you go.
All it took was top 3 QB becoming good and hiring Mike Vrabel.
There you go. Over on the NFC, over in the National Conference, Seahawks are your they led the division, so they get the bye. Panthers, Rams, I would think that's easily the Rams. Eagles, 49ers is going to be a tough game. Bears, Packers, I actually lean Bears, but we'll see how that one lays out.
Yeah, I think the Packers are more hurt than people realize.
Yes.
And the Bears are like sneaky high-powered.
Yeah. So I think they might have some something to say, a little something to say there. So we'll see how that one plays out. The Broncos play the rest of the season exactly how they played as we discussed them. They will be down at the halftime, every halftime. And then by the end of the game, they come and win by 2 points or 3 points or some bullshit. No one thinks the Broncos are good. No one thinks the Broncos are going to go far. No one's excited about the Broncos' success. They all think this is some bullshit and somebody gonna get their hands around the Broncos' neck. But so far, that has not occurred. So I think maybe we got to quit bullshitting and saying the Broncos ain't good, because it turns out good enough could get you into the Super Bowl this year. So And like I said, if you listen to or watch that episode, Box explain how they'll be down at halftime and be like, "We got it right where we want them." And I promise you, I kept watching over the Broncos the rest of the season after that conversation just to see it, and it was like that the entire remainder of the season, y'all. It was so insane. So it's so funny to me that it played out exactly how Dan had said it would. So there you go, man. I'm not sad that we don't got Stefanski anymore. Nothing like I said, none of that. I honestly got after we had our discussion about what he's been having to deal with over these last couple of seasons. It is kind of some horriferous bullshit that he's been kind of working through in spite of, and I think that kind of stinks that he got played out in that regard. Feel me? But what are you gonna do? I don't know the team. Do you think all of this is some kind of, I don't know, a long-term ploy to be like, when we get into the big new house out in Brook Park, all of a sudden everything will snap right, and all of a sudden we'll be a successful team in our brand new house, so we'll sell more tickets and so forth and so on?
Well, I can tell you that basically the word on the street is they want Arch Manning.
Ugh.
But he ain't coming out this year.
Yeah.
But, like, it's weird. Like, I think they want him, but I think they won't be able to get him. So, like, honestly, I have no clue what the fuck they think they're doing. Because, like, it's a couple years now of, like, the reporters saying shit like, oh, they're going to overturn every stone and they're going to, try and get a quarterback. Like, but they're not getting a fucking quarterback.
Yeah.
Anyone who's available is available for a reason. And they're not fucking tanking hard enough to get the top pick.
Yeah.
So it's just going to be a bunch of mediocrity shit forever. And until they decide to rip the Band-Aid off and actually like fucking take a knee for once, they're just going to keep spinning their wheels. And they're just going to be the Browns.
We're the Cleveland Browns. I love that guy.
Yeah, man. I look forward to his videos. But it was like I will say, like I said, it was weird for me when I found out he was like a married adult.
Oh yeah, I guess that makes sense. Yeah, I saw him do a video recently. He had a wig on. I was like, oh yeah, you can do a whole plethora of things, can't you? You're a fun guy.
Yeah, it was like when I first started seeing his videos, I was like, oh man, this is a funny teenager.
Yeah, nah.
And then I saw like the picture with him and his wife in front of a Christmas tree, like, oh, wishing you happy holidays. And I was like, what?
Hey man, it's I'm telling you right now, I give it up to Gen X and millennials for not looking as old as they are. Because you be like, oh shit, man, how much 45? You don't look it, sir. You look so teenagey. So I gotta give respect to these people for aging like they are. So we're full of microplastic. Keeps the crow's feet away right currently. You know what I'm saying? So that's what's popping with that. But that is that, y'all. I'm gonna wrap to y'all, and then we'll get the show started properly. Let me slide my tab over here. Yep, I got it from here. Yay, damn. The chain remains, the gang is intact. The name is mine, I'll take blame for that. The pressure's on, but who ain't gonna crack? Ha ha, pardon me, I had to laugh at that. How could you falter when you're the Rock of Gibraltar? I had to get off the boat so I could walk on the water. This ain't no tall order, this is nothing to me. Difficult takes a day, impossible takes a week. I do this in my sleep. I sold kilos of coke. I'm guessing I can sell CDs. I'm not a businessman. I'm a businessman. Let me handle my business. Damn. Kanye's, you got me. Freeway, then Foxy. YG, Sierra Marie. Petey, watch me. Bleak could be one hit away his whole career. As long as I'm alive, he's a millionaire. And even if I die, he's in my will somewhere. So he could just kick back and chill somewhere. Oh, yeah. He won't even have to write rhymes. The dynasty, like my money, lasts 3 lifetimes. Shirley Bassey in the rear saying exactly what I've been saying practically my whole career. The diamond is forever. I've been mining this forever. Now the Louis Vuitton Don's Tower couldn't be better. People lined up to see the Titanic sinking. Instead, we rose up from the ash like a phoenix. If you're waiting for the end of the dynasty's sign, it would seem like forever is a mighty long time. This is Stays Crunchy and Milk. It's Cleveland. It's the city of Cleveland in podcast form. And we do it live every Thursday on YouTube, Twitch, and your favorite podcast services. Assuming you dig what we're putting down, consider supporting us on Patreon, where membership gets you early access to new shows. And we tried our podcast, we tried snacks, goodies, and who knows what else. We was in there talking some potential we trieds earlier in the day today, y'all. So stuff is coming. Want to contribute to the show? Jump in the chat and share your thoughts with us and other listeners. It's episode 593, and watch those California real estate withholdings. I'm your host, the Internet's Table 713, joined by the Right Reverend Lunchbox 2099. Good day, concert. Good evening, as it were.
Praise be to all. Man, you said the thing about California residences or whatever, and it made me think of this video I saw yesterday. Like, I guess like I didn't watch like the full thing, but it was just kind of like the preview, where it was talking about like California squatting laws or whatever, and it was talking about how this guy had problems with squatters in his property, and he figured out loopholes on how to get them out of his houses.
Okay.
And so like one of the things was he would just move into his own house and become a bad roommate, like eat all their food and play music and keep them up and all that kind of shit. But then another thing was he figured out that a lot of his tenants were like people who were out on like parole or like had done jail time. And so they had like certain stipulations on their release, like they couldn't live in a house with a firearm. So he would sign a lease to his own house, move into it, and then bring a gun in, and then call the cops to report that they were in the house with a gun.
I don't like that one. I don't like you getting people sent to jail for no reason in particular. You know what I'm saying? Or potentially getting sent to jail. Like, bro, I don't have the gun. He had the gun. I would hope there's a workaround for that in the system, but I can't trust this system. Yeah. You're like, bro, I don't got a gun. That fucker has a gun. Don't put that on me. Yeah. Nah, not good with that one, Box. Sorry, buddy. I'm glad there's workarounds for getting squatters out, but not at that point. You know what I'm saying? Keep your property so they can't be squatted on. I don't know what you got to do about that.
What do you mean by that? Like if they rent and then they won't leave.
Oh no.
Like,
I see that is I would think that is simply an eviction situation. Call the sheriff's in.
No, but that's the point. California law doesn't allow you to remove them.
Doesn't allow you to have evictions of people?
Correct. Like
California don't evict people. That cannot be right.
There is a process where they can stay in the property for like up to a year while it plays out in the courts.
Oh. Yeah, I don't care about that.
So like if they just stop paying rent and then they can stay there. Like that's California law. So that's why this dude like figured out these loopholes to like get people out.
Yeah.
Like if you're on my property and I don't want you there.
Yeah.
And I know that I can move, like if I move into my house with a gun and that'll get you out, that's on you for not leaving. I told you to leave. You chose not to leave. I figured out how to get you out. If you don't like it, fucking leave.
Again, I disagree because what I'm saying is if you didn't commit a crime in this instance, you simply did not, because the law said you.
He didn't either.
No. But what he did was
he committed something that you don't like. He didn't commit a crime.
He made it so that it seems as if someone else has committed a crime and they already just got out of jail or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I don't fuck with it, Box. Simply put, that's it. And that's cool if you do. I don't. Don't be putting people in jail that ain't got to be in jail just because you on some bullshit. Fuck that.
Don't be staying in my house if I don't want you there.
Again, that's weird California law in that regard. You know what I'm saying? That the fact I can't simply just evict a tenant, standard, whatever it is, 90-day situation is weird. But I don't know. It's California, man. They got some. That's
why like a lot of people that like I follow in like the financial world. They talked about how they've started liquidating properties that they had in California because they don't want to put up with the tenants' rights anymore.
Fascinating. People are like, I'd rather not be a good landlord.
It's not about being a good landlord. It's about having to put up with California's bogus ass fucking squatters' rights laws.
Fair enough, sir.
Like, I'm not gonna fucking buy a house and then rent it to someone, and then after the lease is up, they decide they don't want to pay rent, and then I can't get rid of them. What kind of fucking like smart business practice is that?
I don't know. This
out here handing out free properties to people just because
the housing situation in this country right now is already super jacked up because you got all these venture capitalists and private equity firms going out and buying houses at crazy ass prices. Already crazy ass prices, doing cash bid buy on houses and then selling them to themselves for higher prices, therefore making the cost of homes go up in those neighborhoods, and then of course making them impossible for anybody to buy. It's just like we have a jacked up housing situation in this nation right now, and it's because of people doing crazy shit. Not even people in this situation. It's like I said, private equity is to blame for most of the stuff. In fact, they are currently working on some stuff in the Senate about that, where the hopefully private equity will no longer be able to buy single family homes. You know, they can own apartment complexes and shit like that, which kind of makes sense. You know what I'm saying? That's a business and a business. But them buying single family homes has got to come to a close because it has fucked the system in a way that like
I saw something about that yesterday. Like I know this is a taboo, but it's something Trump said about like institutions no longer being allowed to buy homes or something.
Like I said, this is something currently being worked on in Washington. We'll see how it plays out, and we'll see how who pays what money. Because of course, you know that man is easily purchased, and I'm not taking away from that. That man is easily purchased, and people know all they got to do is holler at him and be like, "Hey, man, you know, I can slide some money towards your presidential museum, and you can maybe look the other way when my company buys, you know, a bunch of single family homes at triple their value, and then sells them to ourselves at triple that value." Fucking up the tax situation. It's like, man, this is the country right now. Anyway. So homelessness doesn't even have to exist in this country. There are plenty of literal empty spaces throughout this country right now that are all.
Yeah, it's like Anthony and I are always sharing like there's like those Instagram pages with the like quasi Zillow listings or like good finds and shit. There's like nice old houses for like 100, 150K, like all over the fucking place.
But like I said, the minute the thing is that has been what the issue is. All these companies will, like I said, are just taking advantage and going like, I'm gonna go buy up this whole neighborhood. I'm like, y'all gotta chill with that, bro. You don't need to do this to prevent.
They gotta put their data center somewhere.
Whew, Jesus Christ. Man, you heard about the one in Tennessee that's currently like just killing people in Memphis?
I saw a video about like how it's like a couple miles away, but like the noise pollution is like giving people like migraines and fucking with their brains and shit.
Yeah, the noise, and it has its own.
I think the one I saw was in Texas.
Oh, well, the one in Tennessee has its own generators, of course, and those generators are putting out just funk that is, of course, poisoning people literally. It's a bad time. I'm supposed to be focused on the positive and not the negative. And right now, bro, private equity and businesses in this country are doing nothing but negativity. And I'm sorry, y'all. That's just how this country is currently leaning. And you know, sorry. Let me give you a little bit of decent news. I got two news stories for you, both from relatively good news. This first one is from SKiM, which is, you know, Cleveland's local, a little alternative local. Mark Opera on the byline. First seasonal homeless shelter in years open in downtown Cleveland. I know it's like you talking about homelessness, Steve, but I'm talking about homelessness trying to be at least dealt with as best possible. Downtown Cleveland now has a new standalone seasonal homeless shelter for the first time in years. That occurred this weekend when the Northeast Ohio Coalition for the Homeless opened the doors at 1530 East 19th Street, a former manufacturing facility that was recently converted into a 48-bed facility aiming to keep Clevelanders off the street during wintertime. As NEOCH Director Chris Nestrick discussed at Friday's opening ceremony held in the space's high-ceilinged cafeteria, the coalition's foray into shelter ownership spelled an end to scrambling to find beds in hotels, on couches, and in tents for the unhoused. In 2019, a Denizen Avenue United Church of Christ was forced to close its seasonal shelter due to code violations. The building represents something our community has needed for a long time, Nestrick told the crowded kitchen space. Stability, commitment, and readiness. From this point forward, there will never be a scramble for space, last-minute search for basement, or a reason to overcrowd LMM's men's shelters on Lakeside, he added. The community now has a seasonal shelter, reliable, accessible, and available for the foreseeable future. With about a dozen semi-private rooms stuffed with bunk beds or modern baths, NEOCH shelter is able to accommodate roughly 45 people at a time. This is a locked shelter, so visitors must be admitted by NEOCH's outreach team to warrant a stay, anytime between 7 a.m. and 7 p.m. But once in, lodgers can stay as long as they like, District told SKiM, as at least until April, when the shelter closes for spring and summer. It reopens again every November. Such an opening contrasts with the Trump administration steering away from a housing-first approach to handle homelessness, providing room and board free of charge with minimal questions asked. Billions of dollars of funding originally promised to housing programs is on hold as HUD apparently revises its grant-giving procedure behind the scenes. The building cost NEOCH $650,000, county records show, and an amount covered largely by local grants, including assistance from Community West Foundation. Marty Ewell, the president of CWF, framed the grant giving as a reminder that American cities can hold tight to the housing first, even as HUD tries to nudge local entities toward a more of a transitional model. He's one of several who see NEOCH's shelter as a companion to Cleveland's Home for Every Neighborhood program, which distributes free rent for a year to those living on the street and with few barriers to entry. This helps them survive till tomorrow, Ewell told SKiM after the press conference. Homelessness is a very hard problem to solve, he added. But if you can keep people alive, there's a shower, new clothes, a meal, spend a couple of nights, get your wits about you, and then talk about your situation. But when Clevelanders actually go, outreach workers often lament the tiresome task, sometimes thankless task of convincing on-the-street holdouts to drop in their van and spend their night in a warm bed. Hop in their van and spend their night in a warm bed. Some have outstanding warrants. Others have pets or kids that makes them unsuitable for shelters. Many just want to be left alone. With at least 3 more months of winter looming, NEOCH's outreach team, fronted by Dennis Ashton and John Schlecht, will have to keep the powers of persuasion sharp if downtown's only seasonal shelter is going to be put to full use. The barriers are already up. Ashton, who was homeless himself as a teenager in D.C., told SKiM on Friday, "You don't trust anyone. That's the way the streets are for unsheltered folks. It's been years out there breaking them down," Schlecht added. "You have to talk and build a relationship, the main thing," Ashton said, "but still, even in winter, some would rather be in the street than be associated with some organization." Know what I mean? God, I hate that. But I'm glad this place exists, and I'm glad, I'm hopeful that those that are in need of it can take advantage and hopefully, get a rest, get a shower, get a meal, and try to be all right, man. We are this area of this state. And I can only speak to Northeast Ohio. Has been trying, and if you've been listening to the show for a while, I'll kind of often pull these stories. Has been trying so hard to end homelessness, and if we can't end homelessness, try to do right by those who are currently unhoused. And we hope this all plays out, like I said. So that's what's up with that particular one. This other one is, of course, I always pull out the the weed stories because I'm just happy Ohio has legal recreational grass, y'all. I am. I said grass like I'm I'm in the 70s or some shit. That's crazy talk, but it's all right. I old man it for you. That's what's up. This is from the Ohio Capital Journal. Megan Henry on the byline. Ohio's recreational marijuana sales topped $836 million in 2025. Love that for us. Ohio's recreational marijuana. The first full year of recreational sales were legal. Recreational sales started in August 2024, and the state's total recreational sales were $1,091,250,807 as of January 3rd. Since August. There we go. Since August 2024, we started flipping selling birds. According to the Ohio Department of Congress, Division of Cannabis Control, Ohioans voted to legalize marijuana in 2023, and recreational sales totaled more than $242 million in 2024. Ohio's medical marijuana sales started in January 14, 2019, and the state's total medical marijuana sales were $2,293,970,758 as of January 3rd, according to the Division of Cannabis Control. Medical marijuana sales brought in more than $233 million in 2025. Ohio's average marijuana prices are a bit lower now than they were compared to last year at this time. The manufactured sale average was $28.83 for the week of ending in January 3rd compared to $26.66 for the week of January 4th, 2025, according to the Division of Cannabis Control. There are 190 dual-use marijuana dispensaries in Ohio, meaning they can sell medical and non-medical, according to the Division of Cannabis Control. More than 130 Ohio municipalities and townships have a moratorium in place banning the sale of adult-use cannabis as of December 6th, according to Ohio State University Moritz College of Law. You might remember I told you about Senate Bill 56. Ohio Governor Mike DeWine did indeed sign the bill into law that made various changes to the state voter-passed marijuana law, including adding crimes. It's making it illegal to bring legally purchased marijuana from another state back to Ohio. DeWine signed Ohio Bill 56, which was set to take effect in March, that also bans intoxicating hemp products. On the marijuana side, it will reduce the THC levels in adult-use marijuana extracts from a maximum of 90% down to a maximum of 70%. It will cap THC levels in adult-use flower to 35% and prohibit smoking in public places, which was not even allowed as it was already. So there was really no need to codify that, but, you know. The bill gets rid of protections against discrimination for housing, employment, and organ donations. It allows police to have a probable cause during traffic stops if someone is a known user of marijuana. That's some hot shit. The bill prohibits possessing marijuana in anything outside of its original packaging and criminalizes bringing legal marijuana from another state back to Ohio. It also requires drivers to store marijuana in the trunk of their car while driving. We'll get back to that here shortly. Ohioans for Cannabis Choice recently launched a referendum effort in an attempt to stop the law from taking effect. The initial signatures were submitted, so now Ohio Secretary of State Frank LaRose must verify the signatures, and Ohio Attorney General David Yost will have to certify the petition summary is fair and truthful. If the petition passes, those hurdles organizers can begin canvassing to collect signatures. They'll need 6% of the total number of votes cast in the most recent gubernatorial election, which would be 248,092 signatures. The group will also need 3% of an individual county's gubernatorial turnout in 44 of Ohio's 88 counties. Organizers will have 90 days from the date of the governor filed the law with the secretary to collect the required signatures. The last referendum that passed in Ohio was when voters overturned an anti-collective bargaining law in 2011. So today, and I mean an hour before we got started tonight, I went to my local dispensary to pick up Vanessa's order. If you know, like I said, if you're a listener, you know I am considered Vanessa's caregiver, and therefore I can go pick up an order for her. We're no muss, no fuss. And I didn't even think to just go put that in your trunk. You feel me? Mm-hmm. Which is what the law now says. I just, what I do, and what I have always done is, oddly enough, I put it on the passenger side floor. So, it's not in reach or anything like that there. But I got to make it a point to go drop it in my trunk going forward. That, I don't know. That one is one I would have hoped old boy would have been like, nah, that's dumb. But what it is these dudes still want marijuana to be a crime, even though we said in this state as voters, 57% of the voters, mind you, said, nah, bro, that's fine. And so they keep trying to find ways to criminalize it, because when we decriminalize it, well, that's less people going to jail. And they want people in the jails in this state because they are privately owned prisons. And I know, again, this is not the positive outcome I've been trying to be about, but it's like, this is what it is. If you want to know why they're trying to recriminalize or find ways to make criminals out of us, that's what it is. They want to be able to send you to jail because they have, deals in place that say that X amount of people should be in these prisons, and they're not currently, because you changed the way we used to arrest people. It feels so jacked up to say I can't come back from another state with stuff I bought in another state. You feel me?
Yeah, it makes you feel like you're not in the same country.
Yeah, like they're not stopping me at the border from Kentucky saying you can't bring that bourbon across the line, and they never would. And so I don't like that that the flip becomes, from the top of the state down. They're like, you can't come from that state bringing this Michigan chronic, back to Ohio, because for what? You know what I'm saying? It's not like you're trying to I'm trying to look out for, Ohio farmers. You're not. You're just trying to find, you're simply trying to find another criminality or find another way to criminalize people. And I hate that, man. Just horse apples, y'all. It's just horse apples. My apologies for that particular story taking such a negative turn. I'm just happy that people are out here copping their trees. I don't love going to the dispensary I go to, because Vanessa's dispensary she goes to, it's tightly built. It's currently actually being going through some reconstruction or whatever. So they're trying to make it a little bit a bigger, larger space, but it's a little jam packed for my liking. And the one I do like, she doesn't go to, or because they never have the she Vanessa's she uses RSO, what's known as Rick Simpson oil, because she actually, remember, you know what I'm saying, my partner's not just trying to get high. She actually uses it as a medicine to help her with her rheumatoid arthritis. So she uses RSO, which is like I said, it's an extract, and what I'm saying, just a little drop, and try to help with her pain management. And so they don't sell RSO at the other dispensary near us, or they don't have it in the quantities and potencies that she enjoys. So kind of stuck. I got to go where I got to go, and that's a Rise dispensary near us, whereas I'd rather go to a different dispensary around these parts. Tis what it is, y'all. If you got to connect, like a dispensary that's around these parts that regularly carries RSO that is not Rise, nothing against Rise. I just, like I said, I just don't like this particular Rise we go to. Holla at your boy. Thank you. That was your news for the week. I hope you got something out of that. And if you didn't, don't worry. We'll do it again next week. We'll figure something out. But right now, I hand the reins over the show to its co-founder, the Right Reverend Lunchbox 2099. And his segment is called Storytime on Lunchbox. And here we go.
I hope it's like the Wonder Years where like you got me like playing in the front yard by a white picket fence, and then like me looking lovingly into like my crush's eyes as I kiss for the first time, and then all of a sudden I'm getting on a boat to war. And then,
I thought it would involve books in some way, story time, but damn.
Yeah, I mean, I guess reading Rainbow works too.
It's been a couple of weeks, good sir. How'd the holidays go for you and yours, or whatever? I'm saying that particular question you can answer, and then it's your segment to do what you will with.
They were fine.
Good.
Nothing wild happened. No family fights or anything. What I was going to talk about was, I think I subliminally got this from Anthony, but it took years to actually like grip me. I have become addicted to vitamin gummies. To me, it's like eating candy, but mentally I tell myself that it's better.
Do you have a brand in particular that you've come to enjoy?
I don't have like necessarily like a favorite brand, at least not yet.
Okay.
But like I have like there was like vitamin D3 with K2 that I'd gotten off Amazon.
Yeah.
And I've been snacking on them bitches over the last couple weeks. And then like I've got like these here that like I was trying.
The goalie, okay. Now what's going on?
This one's apple cider vinegar and this one's ashwagandha.
Okay. What's ashwagandha do?
It's supposed to help like relax, and they say like help with bloating. But
okay.
Who fucking knows? I feel like it's all witchcraft. But I will tell you that like I took one of those ashwagandha ones this afternoon, like with a protein bar.
Yeah.
And like within like a half hour, I was feeling a little floaty for a bit.
Right on. Respect. What I it's gonna seem so dumb, or maybe it's the brightest thing in the world. So I remember always hearing that taking vitamins was not worth it because the way your body absorbs them, most of the time you're just pissing them out. Vitamins like Flintstones or one-a-days, them shits. Basically, because how your body gets vitamins is via food. So I feel like foodifying, if you will, in this case, vitamins probably makes your body able to absorb them better. And I think gummies is probably the smart way to take vitamins because, all of a sudden you've made them into a food, basically like, cereal. Cereal is packed full of vitamins. If you can say a lot of shit about American cereal. I know y'all like, y'all just eat sugar over there. Sure thing. But we jam-pack them shits with vitamins. It's crazy how much vitamins is in your average box of cereal. Go read the side of a box of cereal in America. We ain't playing with that. At least currently we're not until RFK decides, he wants to get y'all measles in the box. Anyway, so I think gummies, to me, it always seemed a smart play. That's where vitamins should be because I feel like you're eating them. Therefore, your body will absorb them in that fashion, a fashion that you're supposed to via food, as opposed to just swallowing a big old, hunking one a day that you really, quite literally will just piss right out because the body's like, what am I do with this? I can gain nothing from this. So I have been pro gummy vitamin myself. Like from when I used to give the kids vitamins, you know what I'm saying? I gave them gummy vitamins as well. They were never Flintstone kids, timid, strong, and growing, because they was not going to be chewing on them damn rock candy fucking things.
Well, the thing is, like in the winter, it's actually really important for us to take vitamin D.
Yeah,
because
no sun.
Like we're trapped inside all the time. So like we need the extra vitamin D supplement to like kind of help level out.
Yeah.
And then like sometimes I find that like just some extra magnesium before I go to sleep at night helps me to sleep a little bit better. I don't know if I can't say if it's placebo.
Yeah.
But like it seems like I can say that like the nights where like I do take it, I don't seem to wake up in the middle of the night like I do on other nights.
Okay.
So I don't know, but even if this shit, like I said, is just placebo and it doesn't really do anything, it kind of helps me to like eat like if I'm like feeling a little hungry rather than like grabbing food.
Yeah.
Just eating a couple of these fucking gummies and then it's like getting a little like treat and then I'm fine. So it's like I feel like at least in that way it's positive.
For sure. I fully agree. If you have FSA or HSA, spending card, you can buy.
I do not.
You can. Oh, why do you not?
I just have the one where they fucking limit me on what I can use it for.
Oh, that sucks. Well, oftentimes you can go and you, the listener, can go buy vitamins and medicines, over-the-counter medicines and stuff with that. You might as well take advantage of it now. It's a new year, so of course it's like whatever. But toward the end of this year, right back here, as we were ending 2025, I of course had money to spend, and so I'm getting I got a new heating pad, and I got some. Here I can actually grab them. I got some combination COVID flu tests. What else did I get? I don't know. My kitty's bloody noses, and so I bought them some of those. They had these bloody nose stoppers, and so I got some of those, so forth and so on. I try not to shop at Amazon. I've been real good about that, but they have a decent FSA store, and so they they send it to you pretty much as quickly as possible. So if you want to get down with the vitamin bandwagon, there you go. You might have an option. Is there something you could change? Is it the insurance you have, or I don't know what's going on there?
I don't put into a spending account for it.
There we go. That would be it.
I never signed up for one.
Okay.
So I have like the little fucking card that like I accrues money that we're supposed to be able to use like towards doctor visits and shit.
Yeah.
But they're trying to make that shit obsolete in a way because it's like now when I go to my appointments, it's like they fucking like insist that we fucking pay. Like we had this conversation.
Yeah.
I'm going to run into it because I have a doctor's appointment next Friday. I have my 6-month checkup. I have my 6-month, like, you're still fat, your blood pressure's still a little high. Here's your med, re-up, see you in 6 months meeting.
Sure.
I don't like look forward to these little jaunts necessarily.
Yeah.
But I have a slightly different frame of mind now where I realize that like they work for me, and like they can suggest all they want, or they can be disappointed all they want, or whatever. And like at the end of the day, you know, it's like because before I put too much stock into like trying to appease my doctor necessarily, thinking that like I had to like almost like it was like a manager at a job, you know?
Yeah.
And so like what?
I guess my mindset is I don't know if this you got a little people pleaser instinct in you or some shit, but they can't be disappointed in you. That's not y'all relationship.
Well, I know, but like I was looking at it from like kid eyes because like I didn't start going to the doctor as an adult until like the last like 2.5 years. So all my previous doctor's experiences were as a kid.
Yeah.
Where it was like, you know, oh, like I'm supposed to do this. Like I have to like they're calling me on my bullshit. I gotta make sure like I'm doing what they want, yada yada yada. When in actuality, it's like yes, I should be, you know, working towards getting healthy. I'm not sitting here saying I shouldn't. Yeah. But like, you know, if I go in there and like whatever, like they can't like say shit to me about not being healthy. Like they can, but like it's not like at the end of the day I could just walk out and there's nothing they can do about it.
Yeah.
It's not like walking into a performance meeting at work and not maybe never working there again.
That's fact one. Fact two is I don't, no disrespect to doctors and nurses, all the people who are highly educated in the field of medicine. Cool things. But rather of it is you are my server. I am coming in there to pay you to serve me up what I've requested. Don't say shit to me fucked up. Now we can have a discussion.
Yeah.
But don't come at me to any kind of
I'm really only showing up next week so that they can re-up my blood pressure meds.
Yeah.
Beyond that, like I don't really want to hear shit out of you.
Unless you have some real highfalutin, like, yo, we found out this shit. You should try this.
Well, the thing is, it's like I'm not even going to approach any conversations with them because, like, one, I'm doing okay outside of like still being fat.
Yeah.
But like, you know, two, it's like anytime you have a conversation with them, now they charge you. It's like you can ask them what the weather is, and they'll put it on your chart. Like, oh, he asked me if it was raining. That's an extra $15 for me to look up the weather. And it's like, so I'm going in there, and it's going to be a lot of like short, like I'll answer your questions. I ain't asking any of my own because I don't need nothing right now anyway. So like, you know, I'm not looking at chit chat.
My next appointment is on Patty's Day. I did not plan it that way; it just worked out that way. So I was like, I'll just take that day off.
Yeah, when they set my appointment, I didn't realize it was going to be like the weekend of the holiday. So I technically have a 4-day weekend next week.
Same, but I do that with intention. You know how I get down. I move like that. I already got my President's Day stretch, and I got my Martin Luther King Day stretch consistent.
Yeah, I was surprised that like I was able to like get it because I just put in for it like a couple days ago.
Yeah,
I told my boss about it weeks ago, but I didn't remember which day it was.
Yeah,
and then he was out from like Christmas to the New Year, so like. When he came back, I found like the appointment card on my dresser upstairs, and so like I came down and I was like, hey, I need this day off. You know, I have a doctor's appointment that we talked about. He's like, all right, you're on the calendar. I was like, oh shit, okay.
Yeah.
So I was gonna have to haggle or something.
Nope. Day one of the new year, so which was technically the second last Friday. I just put in my Q1 days off requests. And as we get toward the end of or into March, I'll start putting in my Q2 ones, and so I'll get the Memorial Day, Juneteenth. You know what I'm saying? I'll just make that shit happen because that's how I move. You know what I'm saying?
Well, like I don't know like when I'm going to be off for what yet. Like,
yeah,
my brothers have asked me to go to like the NBA Hall of Fame and shit, but it's like that's maybe in a couple months, but I don't know when exactly.
Where is the Naismith Hall of Fame?
I think they're Boston.
Huh. Okay.
I want to say it was Boston. NBA Hall of Fame location. Springfield, Massachusetts.
Sick. So basically Boston. Very cool.
Yeah, they've been bugging me about going to the NBA Hall of Fame, even though I don't give a shit about museums. And he wants to go to New York.
That's a two-word if you were so inclined, because you can just hop the train from Boston just down to literally. It's a train ride. It's like I don't know, 90 minutes, 3 hours, some shit. I know that's a cut, but it's a few. There's
a big difference between 90 minutes and 3 hours.
I think the Acela trains go way faster, and I think that's why in my mind it's like the fast trains go whatever. And let's just do it right quick. Boston to NYC train. 3 hours. Okay, so the fastest that is probably the Acela is 3.5 hours.
That doesn't seem close at all.
I mean, it's just like well, let's just go for the drive. So if you were to just hop in the whip and do it, is practically the same. 3 hours 47 minutes.
Yeah, that might have to be two separate trips, or they might have to pick one. Especially because I don't really want to go to New York. I hate New York.
I enjoy New York, just ducky. But also I'm very specific on what I do when I'm there. So I don't know. It's just a me thing. So you can go get you some halal guys.
Yeah. And then me and my buddies were talking about taking a road trip to a Browns game this year. Basically taking a road trip to watch the Browns lose in a location I've never been.
Fair.
So because we already know they're away opponents this year, we just don't know the schedule won't be out until May, I think.
Who's our away opponents here in the big 2-6-2-7 season?
The Jets, the Giants, the Titans, the Jaguars, the Saints.
Oh, that could be a good time. That one's going down to Nolans.
Yeah, I want to say the Buccaneers are one of our away opponents.
Okay.
Because I think we're playing that division. And the Falcons. I know the Falcons are coming here, and I know the Browns are going to the Saints.
Okay.
So I think the Browns are at the Bucks.
Okay. And so
the ones we as a group kind of said that we would consider, where it was the Titans game in Nashville, the Saints game in New Orleans, the Jaguars game, and the Bucks game.
I've been to Nashville with you. We were like Nashville.
Oh, it's not the top of my list, but
okay.
I would go there over going to the Jets/Giants games.
Yeah. Nobody wants to go to damn whack ass Jersey. Not the Jersey's whack. That stadium being in Jersey is the whack portion of this program. So worry not. I'm not speaking ill of Jersey. Respect due to all my NJ representatives. But yeah, nobody wants to go to MetLife.
Right.
Oh yeah, but yeah, Nolans, that seems like a good time. You know what I'm saying? Get down to Big Easy, get some beignets, a ball, some gator.
Man, I've had this, not to change the subject, but I've had this Cavs game on the TV over here for since we started recording. And the Cavs were up by 7 the last time I really looked, and now I look, they're down by 20.
Yeah, I just cleared it off my phone. It was on my phone screen, so I just I'm been keeping an eye on it, and I was like, that's too much. And so I had to go and clear it out. I get it. What's called down again? You know what I'm saying? Garner's down again this particular game. But I'm like, this cannot be this haphazard play we've been having lately, where it's we'll be up, like you just said, up by a pretty decent margin, and then all of a sudden it just shift.
Well, it's they're horrid at defending the 3-point line.
Yeah.
I look, and it's we're playing pretty solid, and then it's just the other team just 3, 3, 3, 3. And then before you know it, the lead that we had is fucking gone.
Yeah. Fucking somebody get a heat check going, and just there it is. So, no.
It's not even a heat check. It is.
It's okay. If you Dan didn't notice, but you the listener didn't notice, that's our colors currently right here. That is literally the wine and gold on our names right there. Now that they gave me a new toy to play with, and not me guessing, that is the actual hex codes for the Cleveland Cavaliers wine and gold. So that's official of the colorations that I have currently on this one. What will it be next week? Probably this.
Are you able to change the font?
Yeah, here. You want to see? Let's see if I can do it live.
I'm not digging the font with that color scheme.
All right, give me a second.
Not that you have to do it right this second, but
all right. This one is called future. This one is called Alice. What do you think of this one?
Nothing changed.
Oh, it's changing for me. This one is called here. Let me click off of it and see if it changed for you now. No? Blue Earns. Let me try. This one is Archivo.
Nothing.
This one is Arvo. I hope things are changing in the record. So I hope you can see that I'm changing things in the record. This one is B612. And let me see. This Balsamic Sands. This one is Barlow.
Oh, that one finally moved.
All right. This one is Biorhyme.
Maybe I don't have the font, so it's just defaulting for me.
Fascinating. This one is Cairo. This one is Cardo, which is, I think, the one I had. This is Comforta. Concert one, which is a little fatter. I wish you could see these, Box. I think this one is.
I'll take your word for it.
All right. How about this one? This is a Fajalia 1 listener. I'm going to watch this video back and be like, have these changed? All right. Well, anyway. So let me go throw it back on what I did have, and I believe that was Comforta. Yeah. So there you go. Man. Okay. Well, I hope you have some good travels to wherever NFL game takes you. Let's see. I'm glad you found your way to Gummy vitamins. Carved by Gummy artisans. It's a Simpson reference. If you get that, let me know. And had a decent going into Christmas holiday, going into the New Year situation. My TV acted a fool right as the ball was dropping. And so we just watched it on Vanessa's phone. Like, just pull it up on your phone. And that was fun. It really.
I acted a fool. You mean like your TV was dying?
No, it was just I don't know. It was on, but no, like it was just coming in. I think I was trying to do it over antenna, so it might have just been the antenna being weird. Because after a hot second, I just restarted the TV and it was fine. And so we kind of watched a little more of the basic party. They kept swinging, going out west, like celebrating out west, like, hey, it's not midnight here yet, so we still rocking New Year's and so forth and so on. And we watched Sierra perform and so forth. It was nice.
I was at my dad's house. We were over there. My sister's new boyfriend came to meet everybody.
Yeah,
and my dad put like the New Year's Eve feed on YouTube.
Yeah,
and I guess it was like the same feed that like ended up on SportsCenter. Because I saw the same like dudes making out that Scott Van Pelt almost got caught up on live TV on.
Did you see the guy? Did you send that to us? The guy gambling about that?
I don't recall this.
Well, somebody on whatever that one app where they just bet on everything had money on a gay kiss during the countdown, and it happened, and he won like $300,000. So he was super hype about it. So. I was just like, right on. It worked out. So good shit. And yeah, Scott Van Pelt and them should have been on ABC, which is where the feed comes from. It's their feed. So that would have been it. And they are, of course, owned by Disney, just like ABC is. So that makes perfect sense that would have been the feed. But it was fun. What I found out this year about the when all that ticker tape falling when they count down and it's Happy New Year, there are people in windows up and down that street throwing the confetti out the window. That's not automated at all. That's individuals throwing stuff out the window, and I think that's so dope. I like that we still can do some stuff by hand. You feel me? Man, really out there. Get out there and do your part.
I while I was like hanging out with my family, partaking in all that.
Yeah.
I told them that like I realized like 20 years ago that I don't actually give a shit about the ball dropping, and that, like, to me, it just makes me sleepy the next day, and just is a reminder that I'm gonna be screwing up right in the date for a couple weeks. I know that's like kind of like a sad, sappy sound to the whole thing, but like I don't really like. It's not special to me, and like I'm not trying to like poo-poo it. If people love it, like if they have like their little traditions and their things that they do, like more power to you. I hope you have fun, but it's just like I just don't give a shit about New Year's. I never really have.
The opposite for me, I always have, and I had a nice little ginger and scotch situation. It was lovely. I got to use one of my ginger beers that Anthony got me for my birthday. Finally, that just sitting in the fridge waiting for an occasion. And it was lovely. I had myself a very lovely beverage and just kicked it on the couch with my lady. Just love it, man. And it's funny to. It was just technically, this is the first year of no kids at all. Like I didn't have even my youngest was not even here, and so because they went back to the dorm and kicked with some folk, so I was like, wow, it's just us. So that's kind of wild as well. So I just I don't know. I enjoy it, man. I don't know. I'm all about the. Well, yeah, you know what? We'll just go ahead and make this shit. A lovely holiday season regardless. Didn't do a lot for Christmas because at this point my children are grown and basically so am I. And so my youngest wanted an electric kettle, got it. My eldest didn't ask for anything, so I bought him a gift that was coming all the way from Ukraine, and it only recently arrived, and so it was late. You can see that is in Cyrillic, and that came via the old Ukraine post, and he was aware that it was going to arrive late, but also, of course, bought him the most recent Whippy Kid book series. He is, of course, 22 years old. He does not give a damn about Whippy Kid no more, but his brother was like, you got to buy it. It's tradition. So I was like, okay. I, of course, did go hit up World Market, and, that's where I get the stuff for everybody's stockings. And so basically my kids and my partner, I try to get them some nice treats, some international flair, you know what I'm saying, for their stocking. So, Xander get these mints called After Eights, which are from Europe, and they all get Terry's orange, not necessarily chocolate. Vanessa gets the orange because she likes it. The one I got for Lee was just chocolate, and the one I got for Xander, of course, was mint because he's a mint chocolate kid. What I did notice was World Market's prices have gone up wildly because, of course, tariffs is real, and they have to make you pay somewhere for those taxes, even though our president would tell you, no, we're not going to pay for it. They're going to pay for it. Whether they is I. And I was not very happy about it. So some things that I normally get from World Market, I was like, wow, I guess I can't get them this year. And then it dinged in my head that Great Northern Mall has a really cool candy shop that has a bunch of stuff that I get normally from World Market at still reasonable prices currently. And I went over there and got some stuff from there for the stockings. That's actually where I found the mint Terry's orange for my oldest, and the coffee crisp that I got for Vanessa. Coffee crisp is a Canadian candy, and so I got those for Ness because she enjoys those. They're currently in the freezer because she likes the candy frozen. How are you about snacks in the freezer, my guy?
I don't mind it,
but do you do it? Are you a regular?
I have. Like, when we brought all those Kit Kats back from Canada, they were all in my freezer for a while.
Fair.
By a while, I mean a couple weeks it took me to eat them all.
Yeah. I don't. I am not a frozen treats kind of dude. Like, I'm not trying to freeze a Christmas tree cake or something. Whereas Vanessa loves that. She just likes the texture, and I'm like, no thank you.
It makes the cake crunchy.
I know she likes that.
Fucking stop her.
That is not how this functions at all, sir.
It should be. You're allowing some fucking criminal activity to take place in your home.
Hey, man, just live how you want to live, be who you want to be.
Fuck up what you want to fuck up, I guess.
Hey, it is, like I said, it is not for our trust. But
that makes me wonder, though, how those like freezer cakes ended up being so good. You know, like the ones you get, like it's like, oh my god,
them Pepper's Farm joints,
something like yeah.
I thought them shits. She eats them.
No, but I'm saying they're in the freezer.
Yeah,
but they always end up being fine.
Yeah,
but like any other time I've had like cake from the freezer, it makes the cake crunchy and shit. I don't understand. It must be the preservatives or some shit that they're putting in there.
Yeah. Them shits is built to thaw out and be tasty. And maybe Little Debbie's is like, once you've ruined me, I'm ruined. I'm like, it's all good, Little Debbie. I wouldn't go eat your ass frozen anyway. So, like I said, Christmas was lovely. My Christmas tree is still up because I told my son I want to wrap this gift. I want him to be able to get it from underneath the tree, and then I'll get to taking the tree down. If you look over my shoulder right there, you see that orange crate just kind of hanging out? That is where Christmas goes. It's already here. I'm ready to take Christmas down.
My Christmas tree is still up, but that's because the person who put it up didn't put it up until like the day of Christmas Eve.
Same.
When they said they were going to put it up like 3 weeks before that.
I was not going to do a Christmas tree this year. I was not going to, but my son, my youngest, was like, "Come on, man, you got to do it." And so I ended up pulling that down on Christmas Eve and putting it up and hanging No, I pulled it down probably the day before, and I put the decorations on it on Christmas Eve. And I didn't even put a ton of ornaments on there. I could almost probably.
The ornaments didn't go on, just the garland and the lights. Like the lights were already on it, but yeah, because at that point I was like, why the fuck were you even bothering? Like, you said you were gonna do this shit like weeks ago, and then you do it the day of, and it's like now it's kind of like defeated the fucking point.
Well, there are basically about a dozen ornaments on the tree right now, and of course, my Mario star lamp light. At the top, that the one that Anthony got me. So, and it's plugged in. It looks pretty nice. So, if I can figure out how to make it your show art, maybe that'll be your show art. I don't know what I do to do that, but we'll figure something out. So that was Christmas. Oh, I went to Lush and I got everybody. I always get everybody bath bombs for their stocking. So I did that, and I even got my son's girlfriend a bath bomb because I'm like. At this point, she's at family events. She folk. So I'm like, I got to make sure I start being a little more inclusive of her because I mean, they're not married or anything, but she pretty much is like, my daughter-in-law, So I got to make sure I get her a gift. So I do, and I got her a little something. I gave her one of the stockings we have. And
is this his first like big relationship?
Yeah. He's had, he has some little some chickaboos here and there, but this is the one where it's been like, okay, this seems to be solid and not going anywhere. You feel me? So I'm like, okay, I can fuck with that. So I got her a stocking and threw some stuff in there. Got her some stuff from Lush as well. And did I get her any candy? She's vegan, so I try to be real particular about what I got her. And I'm not sure if I remember buying her anything treats wise, but.
Did you watch that Tony Baker video I sent to the group chat like last week where he was talking about how he found out that like not all baked goods are vegan because of the white sugar process or whatever?
Yeah, I did. And also I was fully aware of that. And I was never like, I don't care. I get that vegans do, but I know how sugar is processed. And if I want to really go there, and let's just go there. It used to be processed on the backs of slaves. Sugar ain't never been cool. So we just have to be okay that sugar ain't gonna be that great, okay? In how it is processed. And so I don't trip off of it, man. Some vegans will eat honey, others will not. There are so many different styles of veganity that
I'm not telling anyone how to live their life, but I don't get not eating honey. Like, it's just a byproduct that the bees made. It's not like you're eating the bees themselves.
Some people will say you are taking advantage of the bees' labor. I think that's weird.
That is weird because like they want you to take the honey.
They do. And then some people are like, well, I don't want any animal byproducts, and that is an animal byproduct. So and so on. There's different rules to it. You'll see different people say whatever. Here's the deal. Everybody does their part. You know what I'm saying? I think if you could maybe have a vegan or vegetarian meal once or twice a week, you've done your part. And that's okay. But I'm not holding you to judgment or beef or anything like that there if you choose to not live your life like that. And I think it's weird that people do that. And so I don't move like that. You know what I'm saying? Love who you want to love. Again, I'm going to say, Ray J had it right, and he always going to have it right in this regard. Love who you want to love. Be who you want to be. You ain't bothering me, Nan, okay? So, and here's another thing. I've tried different vegan things, and they oftentimes just don't hit like I want them to. Vanessa likes a vegan dessert every now and again, and I've tried them, and it's just like, I don't like the way this tastes. The flavor profile ain't what my palate is used to, and so I don't move with it. So it's cool, bro.
Yeah, some of the things, like, it's not like that they're bad, but like you said, the consistency is a little different.
Yeah. So I don't like I've yet to find a vegan cheese that speaks to me. I can fuck up some tofu. I have made various tofu things, and
tofu.
Yeah, it cooks up really well. That's the thing. Tofu
it just takes on the flavor of whatever you put on it.
Yeah, it's so easy. So, like I said, I can move with that and do and so whatever. That's like I said. That's basically like I said. I just try to look out for my man's his for his birthday. I made him apple pie that was can I call it vegan? Let me take a look at everything in my head. I can't call it vegan, of course, because the sugar I use is white sugar. But it was fully vegetarian, and so I made it like that so she could enjoy it if she were so inclined. And I don't know if she did or cared to, but I made it this year with her in mind in that regard. You feel me? So I've been trying to be better about that. It is all I guess that comes down to. I told you New Year's was lovely, just hanging out on the couch with Ness. I don't know. I just like it, man. It's always fun. For a while there, we had a restaurant we went to in Crocker Park, but they closed that restaurant, so we hadn't been going out for dinner on New Year's Eve anymore. And I kind of missed that. And if possible, I'd like to get back to that. I think that was a lovely tradition. I normally have a bottle of champagne. I just didn't come to my mind to do it. And I was going to go out and get it, but it was snowing real hard on New Year's Eve around here. If you guys don't know. And so she was like, it's snowing too bad. Don't go out in this. And I'm like, all right, babe. I mean, if you're okay with it, I'm okay with it. And so we did not bother. What's funny is she had her friend over, one of her college roomies was in town, and they ended up fucking up like a whole bottle of Riesling, just sitting in the kitchen, girl talking. I was like, that's crazy. Because you'll hear people talk about they drank a bottle of wine, but I've never seen it happen until it happened in my home just a couple of weeks back. So I think she just had her fill of alcohol in that time period as it was. And so like, all right, that's cool. So, but yeah, champagne, I buy extra champagne, as in made in France, because it's not expensive. I know people are like, what's from France? It has to be a little pricey. Nah, bruh. It's all kinds of good champagnes you can get for a reasonable price. I think the most I paid was like $40. You know what I'm saying? And so and I got a spot around here that has it and carries it on the shelf, and so it's easy to get a hold of. So nothing to it. Nessa's birthday is Tuesday this week, the 13th. Happy birthday to my baby. By the time you hear this episode, if you're not watching it live, her birthday will have passed. And so I got to get her, but she has to work. I took the day off, but she has to work that day, crazily enough. So I think her next day off is not for a stretch here. So we're actually going to end up going out. One of the things we were talking about doing is going to the casino buffet. She'd seen a video of it recently on TikTok. I was like, man, I ain't been to that since we went last. Whenever we went last was the last time I went.
Yeah, they're the same.
So that might be it.
It's probably like 6-7 years ago.
Whatever, we was working down there. Yeah, and it's been going on. It's going on 6 years since we worked down there. So yeah, the 7 leans more probable. And I'm also like, do I still need a card to get in there? Should I go update my casino card? Is my casino card still good? Do I still have I don't know what my wallet says. I can't tell you. So I don't know. But also there's Thai restaurant I came. So basically, TikTok been serving me up a bunch of local Cleveland foodies out there in these streets. And there's a Thai spot in Fairview Park that I just for some reason I guess I've missed as I drive down Lorraine. And I was like, oh, that does look lovely. And that menu looks pretty good. I found out about a Nepalese place. It's in food from Nepal. Is over in Camp's Corner, basically. And I don't know if you've seen the Cleveland food Unk making his rounds. But
yeah, I've sent videos to the group chat.
Yeah. So that brother came across that Nepalese spot, and they have basically shalom bao buns. You know what I'm saying? The little soup dumplings. And I've always wanted to eat them, but I know they normally have gelatin, and they're using. I
think I just saw the video like yesterday that you're talking about.
Okay, and like it's usually got pork in it, but they have chicken bao at that particular, and it's not even called bao; it's called something else because it's Nepal. It's their version of it, but it looks like bao buns.
Yeah, because in the video, didn't he start off by eating just like chicken wings?
Yes, he did. And he said they had a nice little tang and sour sweetness to them. I'm like, okay, fuck with it. So
yeah, the more I watch his videos, the more I'm like, man, you need to come up with a better rating system, because everything is either a 10 out of 10, Uncle approves, or it's like a 3 out of 10.
I feel like he's
overly optimistic.
I was gonna go. He's more of a vibes reviewer. You feel me? And so I'm like. Like I said, if he don't like it, he don't like it, and I kind of fuck with that too, because that's funny. If I remember to talk about it, I will. But I didn't know Geppetto's over there on what's that? Puritas. Apparently, it's halal, so it's all beef products on there, and no pork in there at all. So I'm like, oh, that's pretty dope that they do that. So I saw actually a Muslim Cleveland foodie going over there and talking about, and her and her husband were in there trying out their stuff, and Unc had just been there. So I'm like, oh, this is dope that the local foodies is getting around to not just some of the higher end and lower end spots, but just like Geppetto's used to be the thing around these parts. It was one of the spots that had commercials with an animated rack of ribs. So I like the one Geppetto's. I feel like that might be like one of the last ones, but I like that it's still around, and I like that it serves halal products, and so that that group of people, or people who want to eat that way, have a connect or lick they can go to, and enjoy my pepperoni pizza that's not be porked. So of course, like I said, it's a couple of restaurants on my mind to go to for her birthday. So we'll see how that all plays out. And everything else, man. It's just entertainment stuff and books and life and so forth. So I'm doing okay. My family's doing okay. My mom and sister and brother and nephew and niece, everybody are doing well. So big up to all of them. And there's a app, a language learning app called Mango. And the reason I can recommend Mango is basically like Libby. You put your library card in it and you can get the service and learn the language for free. And I kind of want to try my hand at maybe bettering a language this year. And I initially was like, I should try to learn French. But the reality of it is I don't know any French. Like I know, some French words, but I actually had, what I took a lot of classes for in a lot of years was Spanish. And I wondered if some refreshing Spanish and maybe learning some Spanish could be something I attempt my hand at here in 26. And so I've kind of started messing around with the app. It's a little more involved than I want it to be, but still. So my intention is to try to mess around with that app and maybe try to get some, I want to actually give it some focus. And maybe, give it a 30, 60, 90 days, you know what I'm saying? And see what I can do with that time, you know what I'm saying? And maybe if I can learn some conversational Spanish. And we'll see if that plays out. It's a desire of mine. It's not necessarily that it's going to play out like that. So we'll see if that is something I can make happen. But Mango, I would tell you again, like I told you about Libby, I would tell you to get on with Mango. I can tell you that your Cuyahoga Cuyahoga County library card will work with it. The city I call home's library card does not, but also have a Cuyahoga County library card and it works. So it's cool. Get down with that if you want to try learning some languages. because you get the full complement if you have your library card there. It's a pay app otherwise. So, but you get your library card in that bad boy, you good to go. Just in general, I'm telling you right now, man, get down with using your library as a resource. I know we've all gotten very used to, not doing that anymore, but I'm telling you right now, just slide through your library, get your card updated if you hadn't in a while. There's a ton of good services out there that you can still use on your phone. You can go 3D print stuff at libraries now, check out games and so forth and so on. Take advantage. I'm telling you right now, it's a lot of good stuff to be had there, and you're doing your part, and it's your taxes at work, so why not take advantage of it? Okay, it's your boy's recommendation. That's basically been popping with me, man. You know what I'm saying? Oh, that's what I was about to tell you. I don't know if you came across it. You know Keith Lee. Everybody knows Keith Lee, right?
The food reviewer?
Yes. So, he went to the tenderism spot, you know what I'm saying, where old man be showing you how tender the meat is, get up, take his glasses off, kind of walk away. Well, he went to that spot, but how Keith Lee reviews restaurants is he don't go into them himself to get the food. He always just sends some folk in. He'll pay somebody to go do it. He'll be his cousin, his brother, just an assistant or whatever will go. So he never wants to be treated differently than what anybody else will be treated like. So he went to that restaurant while he happened to be in California, went in, they got the food, brought the food out, and he sits in his car, reviews the food. A fine review. Not a glowing review, but a fine review. Nothing, I think only one thing that was like low, and it was just like a side dish. It was like, oh no, I don't fuck with that. It's not to my taste. If you ever heard Keith Lee's reviews, he never out of pocket. He's like, it's the grossest thing I ever tasted. None of that. He's always just like, not for my palate, but maybe you get down with it. So he was like, yo, it's a really good time. I'm gonna go in there. I got $4,000. I want to give to them and the staff, and I want to holler at Unc, the tenderism Unc, and just have a good time with him. And he went in to try to talk to him. His security was like, nah, he ain't seeing nobody else. He got to go do a podcast or some shit. And so sorry, you can't see him. I don't think they knew that was Keith Lee. Well, in fact, I know they don't. I know they don't know that was Keith Lee. So Keith Lee was like, hey, what are you gonna do? I'm gonna go take this $4,000. I'm gonna go bless people out in the parking lot to get them some food or whatever they need this money for. So he just took the $4,000 and started divvying it up. Some people, he's like, oh, here, let me pay for your food. Oh, hey, let me just give you a couple of dollars. Hey, let me get, and just saw this lady, gave her like $1,000, and she was like, oh my God, you do not know how much I actually need this money. I just like, I don't know, lost her job, or I don't know, something happened that she actually needed the bread, and it came right on time for her. And he was like, I hope they continue to reach their target audience, and kept it moving. Today on TikTok, I see a video from Unc and the owner of the spot. Like, we didn't know he was here. We would have loved to know he was coming because we could. And I'm like, that's just not how he reviews things. He doesn't let people know he's coming because he doesn't want to be treated like he's Keith Lee. He wants to be treated like any average customer. That's his style of review. And now they're having a fit because, of course, they missed out on some extra bread because they could have just got a stack of, like, literally, a stack of cash. You know what I'm saying? An envelope of cash. So they missed out on the stack of cash. They missed out on what could have been a collab with a very famous, probably one of the most famous TikTokers. And so now they're sitting there kind of bitching like, oh man, it's just, and they talking like he gave him a bad review, and he simply didn't. Like I said, almost everything he reviewed was 8 and above, with the exception of, like I said, just a weird side dish situation that just wasn't for him. So it's not like he gave him a bad review, and he didn't speak ill of him. He said, hey, Unc is busy, and I understand it because I'm busy myself. And now they're like, we've been reaching out to him, trying to, get a hold of him and so forth, trying to get something going. And I'm like, one, that man is currently on vacation. He's in Hawaii right now. So he ain't trying to answer nobody's business. He's actually on vacation with his family. So he ain't trying to do no business right now until your time came and went. And it's okay. Like they said the service was good. Everything was okay. The food was good. So it's like, it's not that they shitted on your restaurant. They just didn't get a chance to meet your TikTok celebrity. And that's it. So I just found that to be a fascinating situation today about that I came across them. Like, y'all got to relax, man. And so old man was like, we got to get together, sit down and do a podcast. I'm like, there's a podcast. I'm like, chill. was like, don't get that worked up over this. You're fine. And also, you are already a super famous and well-liked restaurant. It's okay that you didn't get to hang out with Keith Lee because you're already doing great business. So
you had Jordan the Stallion there. You've made it.
Yeah, you're saying it's like there you go. You already have had one of the higher end TikToker, YouTuber types in there. You're good. You're doing fine. Keep doing fine. Gracious, it's so wild to me. That's me. That's what's been popping in my world. I thought I'd share with y'all some of that and here and there and so forth and so on. Hope you enjoyed it and saw to the good. Yeah, checking out everything. Yeah, okay, we're all good. We're all good to go now. So every week when we do the show, I don't know if we do the show weekly anymore. We'll see how it plays out. I guess that is the intention. I should be doing it weekly. It is a podcast and so forth and so on. But hey.
I mean, we've been two-manning this for a while now, and it's a little harder.
It is. I feel like the week between actually is probably better for us as a little time apart. Not that we don't, like I said, again, we talk daily in our text group, y'all. So don't think that we are only talking here once a week, but it does help a little gap in space. You know what I'm saying? I am probably about to I got to sit and talk to Nick Jude to make absolute certain. You are probably about to get two quickie, not quickie. They'll be the same show you normally get. Two Crimpin' CCAs, the Christmas episode and the New Year's episode of British Bake Off have come and gone. And I want to review those with her. And so if that is going to play out like it should, those will be happening over the next couple of weeks. Hopefully starting next Tuesday, assuming her schedule is good to go. So I'll let you, well, you know what? You'll see it right here if it does. And so you should be good to go there. Yeah, there you go. But when we do the show, toward this part of the show, before everybody else is doing it, we head over to Reddit. We dig a little deeper down into the subreddit, Am I the Asshole? And we read a few of those and decide, are these people assholes or no? And that segment is simply called
I like how the peach blinks like a help wanted sign at a hood convenience store.
I love every now and again how you just get a new appreciation for the efforts I've put into these damn video pages. Because that one in particular is made by hand by me. That blink is something I had to make happen. That question mark rolling in is me. That is T's effort, everybody. I got 3 pulled for you. Here's the deal. I pulled 3, but because like Box just said, it's just down to us 2. You know what I'm saying? Pretty much. We only just do a couple of them. That way we ain't, Plus, it's late. Niggas got to work tomorrow. So I got to take the trash out. So here's your options. Am I the asshole for leaving my mom at the airport with no ticket and no plan? Am I the asshole for not making my daughter switch back a gifted Labubu with her younger cousin after her uncle found out the one my daughter gained in the swap is rare with a high resale value? And am I the asshole for babysitting my grandkids during my son's visit? I don't know what to do with that one. But I thought I'd have some great.
How many of these are we doing?
2, just 2.
The first 2.
Okay, very good. Am I the asshole for leaving my mom at the airport with no ticket and no plan? Oh, hold on. I was trying to move the screen and I tried to click off that bad boy. This still weighs on me. Some background. My mom was abusive growing up. It got bad enough that at 12, I left home through the courts and moved in with my dad. That decision fractured our family. On the court paperwork, under name of child, she wrote something like, I have no son. I've carried that with me ever since. I had little contact with her after that. Briefly at 17, again in my early 20s, and not consistently until much later. I'm now almost 40. I spent over 20 years drinking heavily and finally getting sober in 2018, which is when I made an effort to reconnect with my family, including my mom. She's closer to 70 and has zero contact with 2 of her 3 kids. Reconnecting wasn't easy. When I asked her if she ever reflected on the abuse, she told me I was an adult who needed to let it go already. That was the turning point. I realized any forgiveness would be one-sided. If I wanted peace, it was on me. Since then, our relationship has been rocky, but present. We've had family reunions and even traveled overseas together for 3 weeks. We argue often, usually over small things, but we stay in contact until this. Last summer, I invited her to my city to see a band she loved since I was young. The plan was simple. She'd arrive on Wednesday. We'd go to the concert on Thursday. She'd fly out to visit my sister on Friday. And I'd leave early Saturday for my own trip. She agreed. When she arrived, she mentioned she'd only brought a one-way ticket and would book the Friday flight later. That made me uneasy, and I reminded her several times to make sure it was booked. I thought I was clear in my wording and tone that I didn't want anyone staying in my house while I was gone. Friday came, the concert was fine. Then she told me she still hadn't bought a plane ticket, and now, with prices having gone up, she planned to stay a few extra days while I was away. I told her plainly, I'm leaving at 5 a.m. tomorrow. You need to get on a plane. I even offered to cover the extra costs. She refused and invited herself to stay at my place. That's when I said clearly that I wasn't comfortable with anyone staying in my home while I wasn't there. She accused me of not trusting her and said she was my mother. I said it wasn't about trust. I just didn't want anyone in my house. The argument escalated. Finally, she said, fine, take me to the airport. Bet. I think she expected me to cave. I packed the car, grabbed my daughter, and drove her to the airport in silence. When we arrived, it felt like a standoff, like she was waiting for me to say, never mind, don't go. I did. I took her bag out, set it on the curb, and told her, if you can't find a ticket, let me know. I can help you pay for a hotel. Then I left. Damn. Months later, I'm still thinking about it. I don't think I stranded my mom with no options. I offered to cover the cost of the flight and hotel, but I did leave her at the airport knowing she hadn't booked a ticket. Am I the asshole? Sir, the only reason you're the asshole is because of the standard rules that apply, and that is, you ain't the asshole. Don't be asked if you are. Not.
Right. She's a grown-ass woman. She can handle herself. If she could abandon you, you can abandon her.
God damn. Woo. Well, I can just leave it right there, couldn't he? There are many. Many. I'm gonna go many glow in the dark comments. So let me hit you with a few of those. As you can tell, it's been a couple weeks since our podcast, and my throat is sitting here like, what is we doing? You don't speak this much.
I know. I've been chugging water this whole time.
This comment: do you realize, OP, that you just explained how her abuse and manipulation is continuing? This was the abuse cycle. You just typed. I think you meant tapped out in our. This is the abuse. No, you actually had that right. This is the abuse cycle you just typed out and are still carrying it since it's hurting you so much. She never once accepted accountability. You can forgive, but you don't have to accept it. If she makes you feel bad about your boundaries, that's someone that doesn't need to be let in. She can wave at you from the outside or stomp on by in a tantrum, but stop letting her in. ECA, thanks for all the awards. I had no idea this comment would resonate so much. Sometimes it's hard for people to see the cycle when they're in it. Next comment right beneath that one, that's a glow in the dark. Think about your child, OP. Do you really want grandma abusing them too? Next comment right below that, also glow in the dark. I have had this grandma. My paternal grandma, I wish we had cut contact with her completely. She ended up living with us after my poor old grandpa passed away. 25 years later, and the wounds from her abuse are still barely healing. Please don't do this to your child, OP. Next comment right beneath that. I'm so glad my abusive grandparents all died when I was very young, all from chain smoking related disorders. God damn. And then somebody beneath that glowing in our comment saying, my paternal grandma was my first bully. My mom was recently talking about her, and she said she had some redeeming qualities and asked me, don't you think the time she was loving made up for the other times? To which I said, no, because it made it very confusing. Emotional abuse is fucking hurtful and confusing, especially for kids. Now I'm gonna stop right there with the glow in the dark comments on this particular one and point out that my kid's grandma has been pretty emotionally abusive to them, and that is why my children are currently not currently. I'm just gonna say in general are no contact with their grandma because she is awful to them and was awful to their mother before them, and therefore why be bothered with people like that? And I love that my kids came to terms with that themselves and was like, nah, I don't move with a person like that. And so I hope this OP is better, has an understanding of that he deserves better. I'm assuming he. I don't know if he said he. We'll just go with they deserve better, and that they move on from this person who was a terrible person to them as a child and is still terrible to them as an adult. Again, I told y'all on the last episode that I sat chopping up with my mom, where she, to my face, apologized for the tough times that that we lived through as in my childhood. And I don't know if I needed it, but I know I did not need it. And so this woman can't even be bothered to do that for you all these years later. She's not a good person, and you're better for not having her in your life. So keep it moving, OP. You're not the asshole. But I think you knew that. And that's why you kind of are the asshole. Well, only to me, because I'm weird that way. Sorry, y'all. Am I the asshole for not making my daughter switch? I got to pull my little boo-boo right here off right quick so you guys can see it. Am I the asshole for not making my daughter switch back a gifted Labubu with her younger cousin after her uncle found out the one my daughter gained in the swamp is rare with a high resale value? Now, I'm not joking when I tell you I literally have a little Labubu. I have a little one. It is real. That's not, I ain't got no little foo-foos, y'all. I got the real deal with the little special Tootsies ones. But yeah, Nessa got me this one. She was trying to get one so this one, they have these ones with letters on them. And she wanted either a T or a V and couldn't get those. So she went with the U, which was the letter between our initials. And so I have a Labubu. Vanessa got a Labubu for my oldest son's girlfriend as well. That was another thing that was in her stocking. And so, we're a real, I'm not, like I said, I have no real affinity for Labubus, but my partner loves them shits. So I kind of am aware of this. And in fact, when I saw the story, I immediately sent it to her, and she was amused by it. So I think that's pretty dope. So let me tell you this story. Throwaway, because my family is on Reddit. Buddy, if your family is on Reddit and you tell this story, they know it's you. It's too much detail. And so they definitely will see this. My daughter, Sophia, 12, and her cousin, Martina, 6, daughter of my sister, Maria, and her husband, Jose, were gifted blind box Labubus as part of their Christmas gift from my other sister, Sarah. We went all these Latin names, and they went with Sarah. I don't know what to do with that. They each opened their boxes. Martina got a brown one. Sophia got a pink one. Martina immediately wanted the pink one, and Sophia immediately offered a trade because she already has the pink one and was hoping for the brown one. They traded. Both girls were happy, and that was that, or so I thought. Later, sorry, I'm just trying to move this over. Martina's parents found out from talking to someone that the brown Labubu is apparently a rare secret version that can sell for $250 plus. Once they learned that, They called me, said the girls needed to switch back, and Sophia was to return the brown one immediately. They even wanted me to drive over with it then and there, despite the fact they live an hour away, and it was already 8 p.m. I asked if Martina actually wanted the brown one back. They said that wasn't the point. Argue that is the point. After some pushing back, Jose admitted someone was willing to pay him $225 for the brown one and give Martina the pink one she wants. I said I wouldn't force Sophia to swap back. From my perspective, both kids were happy with the trade and got the Labubu they wanted. Sophia didn't pressure or manipulate Martina into switching. If she had, I would have stepped in immediately and told her, you get what you get and don't get upset. When I asked her, Sophia admitted she knew the brown one was rare, but when I asked how much they sell for, she said they're blind boxes, so you can't buy the brown one, they just make less of them. She didn't know it was worth money per se. She's not a good liar, and she appeared to be telling the truth. Martina originally didn't want the brown one and basically got upset when she saw Sophia got a pink one. It feels like Maria and Jose only want the brown one back because they can sell it and pocket money from it. Now they're upset with me, saying I'm being unfair and taking advantage of a 6-year-old. And Jose even called Sophia a manipulative bitch. You got me fucked up, Jose, calling my kid a bitch, man. That'd be the end. It'll be problems, okay? Which I think is a reach when Sophia didn't know it was worth a lot of money. She just knew they were a rare pull. That she already had the pink and Martina was crying for the pink one. Sarah said it's stupid drama and she's staying out of it. That's the sister, if you recall, who bought the Labubu, and said we can sort it out ourselves. So I'm an asshole.
Catch his fucking hands.
So I'm an asshole for refusing to make my daughter give the brown Labubu back. There's some edits after that, but I want to just leave with that right quick, Box.
No, like this is some adult bullshit. The kids were fine, and then you go and you escalate it, and you make me want to fucking choke you out now.
Exactly. Edit. Jose called Sophia a manipulative bitch to me on the phone, discussing it, not to Sophia's face. He'd be a dead man walking. He said it to her, bruh. He should still be a dead man walking. It was said about an hour before making this post, and I hung up on him for it, and it has not yet been addressed. My wife and I will obviously be addressing it, and I was still processing it when I made the post. But the manipulative part made me wonder if I was being unreasonable, hence making the post. Edit 2. Since I can't reply now, Sophia is trying to collect the whole set of these Labubu, and her motivation for wanting the brown was to help complete the set. She has no intention of selling or trading it. After talking about it with her again, she took rare to mean it was simply harder to find in the boxes. She doesn't engage in buying/reselling. As far as I know, Jose and Maria are not in desperate need of the cash. They're not rich, sure, but to the best of my knowledge, not in the kind of financial situation where the only way to keep the lights on for the next quarter is to sell their child's gift. We are in Australia, so this is in AUD. Oh, that actually is helpful. So word up to Australian dollars. Nothing about this post would have made me think that this person was Australian. Crazy. This actually ended up getting a contest mode turned on for it. I don't know what that means in I'm an asshole, but apparently they can, there's a contest. What do you win? I don't know. There are multiple glow in the dark comments on this one as well. As for me, do you think this person is an asshole for this? He's already said no. This is parents being stupid. Box already kind of said that. Saying no, you're not the asshole for this. Fuck your brother for this. That's bullshit. Not the asshole for the post, but you are seriously underreacting to your brother-in-law calling your daughter a manipulative bee, as is your sister. To me, that seals the deal that you're not trading it back, and your sister better say something to her husband, and both better apologize to you. It doesn't matter that your daughter didn't hear. That is genuinely what he thinks of her, and he's saying that bio and his wife, your sister, your daughter's aunt seems to be perfectly fine. What kind of aunt lets her husband say that about her niece and be fine staying out of it and telling the others to sort it out? What kind of mom lets these people keep interacting with her kid? Yeah, that's real. The sorted out comment was actually from the person who bought the Labubu, was not the dude's wife, but just in case you was wondering what's going on there. He called your 12-year-old a manipulative. This is another glow in the dark one. A manipulative bitch. No, you're not the asshole. Also, stop talking to that man. Whoever he is, what the fuck? What kind of grown ass man says that about a child? About a Labubu, no less. Excuse me. This person wrote a Laboob, no less. Next glow in the dark.
A little titty.
Right beneath that, the kind of man that wants to profit from his 6-year-old daughter's Christmas gift. They were responding to that person saying that. Next one underneath that one. This is the second worst part of the whole situation, I think. Kids should be allowed to enjoy their childhood without greedy adults ruining everything. Same thing Box basically just said, by looking for opportunities to capitalize on it. The Beanie Baby craze was the exact same when I was a child. I had a few, both self-bought and gifted, that I had immediately cut the tags off because I wanted to play with them without the tags getting in the way. There were adults in my life who were angry at me for doing it because apparently I had lowered the potential value of them. I was 10 years old. I didn't get the concept of things becoming more valuable or selling for profit. It was horrible to be told off for something I didn't understand. They were my Beanie Babies. I loved them and I wanted to keep them. Greed ruins everything. True indeed. One more glow in the dark joint is, I hate the phrase "to keep the peace." It always involves a target pacifying a dominant bully and in a horrible model for children watching. It is important children learn from adults how to calmly decline an inappropriate ask and how to deal with people not accepting that no. The bully does not care about keeping the peace. The bully is disrupting the peace as hard as possible and turning family against the OP to try to force them to submit. We need to hold bullies accountable for their behavior instead of blaming their targets for just not giving in. Full cosign to that statement right there. Nah, not the asshole. Fuck that dude. Man, that's a real knock your teeth out situation to me. You know what I'm saying? We don't play. I mean, calling nobody no bitch on my watch. None of my kids. Yeah, you calling my kids out of name. And not both of them adults. And if you said that shit, I had to fucking have some words with you. So, no, not the asshole. Sorry that man had to even deal with that. I hope that kid is enjoying their pink Labubu. Whole ass shit. But that was your Emma the Ass for the week. I hope you enjoyed them. You know what I'm saying? Feel free to contribute your own. If you ever come across an Emma the Asshole you think what you want to hear us discuss, no worries. Just send it to us, man. You got all kinds of options. And if you got one, real life Emma the Asshole, holler at us too. We'd love to break down some real life Emma the Assholes that are only, for us in our situation. So get down with the get down in that regard. It's time for our entertainment for the week. Box, let me set myself up so I can type out your entertainment for the week, sir. What have you been watching, reading, playing, getting down with, moving within?
Here's what I can remember. I watched the Mark Wahlberg movie on HBO where with him and Topher Grace. I think it's called The Passenger or something like that. Or The Flight. It's some shit like that. It's the something. I remember. I watched that at some point. See, that's the thing about with us not having recorded for 3 weeks. I'm trying to remember everything I've watched in the last 3 weeks that I didn't tell you about. I watched the Copenhagen test on Peacock.
What's that?
It's got Shang-Chi in it.
I just saw him talking about that on one of the social media apps.
Yeah, so that's it's like the premise is he's like a I want to say spy of sorts for a government agency, and it you come to find out that he's got nanites in his body that allow people to be able to see and hear what he sees and hears.
Oh, that's a good time. It's on Peacock?
Yeah, it's on Peacock. It's 8 episodes.
Okay.
Each one's about an hour long or so. It was listed as a mini series, but the way that it ends, they could definitely do a second season if they want.
Okay.
It wasn't bad. And then I rewatched some Christmas movies. I watched Four Christmases. I watched So this was a movie from the early 2000s that was a guilty pleasure of mine. It was a rom-com of sorts. and I hadn't seen it in a long time. And then it was on like Peacock for like their Christmas series or whatever, because it takes place at Christmas.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize just like how problematic it was for like this day and age, because the movie's from 20 years ago. It's called Just Friends with like Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, yeah.
And
He was
like
fat.
Anna Faris. Yeah. And so like they quote unquote say that like homo in it a couple times.
Yeah.
At one point, like when the brothers are bickering, the one calls the other one gay, but with an F.
Oh, he went for the old F-bomb.
Yeah. There was a Jared from Subway reference before they knew that he was kid porn it up.
Wowzers. Jeez, the curse.
Yeah. There was a P. Diddy reference, even though like that one wasn't like meant to be anything of sorts, but it was just like, you know, there was definitely a Diddy reference. All in all, it wasn't that bad, but like I definitely like watched that movie and a couple times I was like, ooh. I still like this movie, but ooh.
So I didn't watch it this year. But if you watch Love Actually with a more discerning and critical eye, it's a lot of bad in that movie. And so I get that sometimes it's like, ooh, no way, bro. That's the very, very uncool stuff can go down as things age. So I'm with you on that, man. Some stuff just has not aged well, and that's okay. Things are a product of their time.
Yeah, so I watched that. I watched Jingle All the Way.
Okay.
Me and my family watched Shrek while I was over there for Christmas. Like they just put Shrek on randomly.
How's that all these years later?
You know, actually not bad. Like, obviously, like the graphics probably like will be better as you know we get new Shreks or whatever. But like overall, as a movie, not bad for being like 20 some years old.
Fair.
I don't remember if I watched this before or after the last time that we podcasted. I think it may have been before, but I watched the new season of Only Murders in the Building.
You told me about that. Yeah.
Okay. Yesterday, like I'm almost done, but I was watching the new episodes of Fixer Upper. It was like Fixer Upper Colorado or something like that. It's on HBO. There's only 3 episodes, and I think I was like a couple minutes into the third one, but like I got hung up on something else with work and I didn't finish it. I think that's like it as far as like entertainment per se, because like a lot of the other shit I've been watching is like right now I have someone's playing Call of Duty, they're streaming, I'm watching, and then I watch a lot of like news about like the economy.
Yeah.
So like, you know, that's about like where I've been at as far as like my viewing. And then I played a little bit of Call of Duty, but like not much.
Okay.
It's just difficult because like, you know, like my schedule throughout the week, depending on the week, is like jam packed with shit. Like, you know, Mondays, like a lot of Mondays I bowl.
Yeah.
Tuesdays like my one like kind of guaranteed free night. Wednesdays I go to my dad's. Thursdays we do this most of the time, and then like some Fridays people are available. So, but it's like not as much these days. So it's just tough to like get a consistent game going.
Yeah. You start your book yet?
Which one?
You told me you bought a particular book. That's the only one I'm thinking about. So
I did buy a book a couple weeks back. It was Rich Dad Poor Dad, but I have not. It's on my nightstand, but I have not cracked it.
Okay, very good. Okay, all right. There's a lot of my list.
I'm really bad about that. Like I have like backlog with books, just like video games.
You know what? Eventually you'll get to them. So honey, don't do yourself dirty on that. You'll pick one up and be like, all right, let me give this a go. And if it gets you, it gets you. And if not, hey.
I'm the type to like if I get like hooked on it, I'll sit there for hours and read it. Like when the new Harry Potter books came out back in the day,
yeah,
I'd get them in the afternoon, like from like Walmart or whatever. I'd come home and I'd read the whole thing in one night.
Nice.
I would stay up all night like reading it.
Did you ever go back and reread those?
No, there's only one book that I've ever reread, and it was The Hobbit.
I would tell you, if you ever get the chance, either maybe just get the audiobook or whatever, because they actually have the new audiobooks they've done. And they put like a whole cast in it and stuff like that, and actors and all that good shit. And so I think a Harry Potter re-listen. I'm not ever trying to support J.K. Rowling, but Harry Potter is important to a lot of people's lives, and I understand that. And so I would tell you, Harry Potter re-listen, kind of recommend. It's such a fascinating series of books, and they really hold up in their own way. And I kind of enjoy them. So I've gone through them a couple of times myself. That's why I say that. As for me, Pluribus season finale came through. Pluribus season finale was a damn satisfying season finale, but also got me just crunk enough to be like, let me get down with some more Pluribus.
I did watch the first 2 episodes of that.
Good shit.
After you gave me the login.
Yeah. The login worked just like I said it with people who were listening at that point in time.
I'm probably gonna need you to let me get it in on my Xbox down here if that's something I could do too.
Yeah, same thing. You just like I said, send me this little screenshot and I'll log you in. You're good. Stranger Things. Finished off Stranger Things. I really love Stranger Things.
I watched that too. There you go.
And I know some of the internet was mad about Stranger Things, but I just got to come to terms with you people. I really enjoyed Stranger Things, and I kind of have to be like, for me, if you didn't like it, that's fine if you didn't like it. But for me, I take what was given to me, and there's nothing more. I don't need to be like, well, I wanted this, or I needed this, or this should happen. That's not how I go into watching this show. And the fact that they gave me a real satisfying epilogue and I got to find out where everybody is and went in life, to me, made me very happy.
Some of the things that make sense to me necessarily, but I've seen TV shows have way worse endings than that. So I'm not complaining. For sure. So I was very happy with the Stranger Things ending. I watched a movie. I watched a bunch of movies, y'all. So I watched this movie called Eternity. It's Elizabeth Olsen and I can't remember the dude's name. Basically, these people die. They go to the afterlife. Well, the husband dies first, then the wife dies, and they figure out the whole situation. Basically, the afterlife is people get to select their little afterlife and go off and whatever. But my man's just like, yo, man, I'm not going to, my wife was sick. I feel terrible about this situation. I'm going to just hang here and try to figure out, if she comes through and maybe we can be together. It's all kinds of cool. It's a very interesting story. Divine Joy from, if you remember, she was in The Holdovers, won an Oscar for The Holdovers, is also in it. It's a real good movie, real fun movie. Not something I would have gone to see in the theater, so I'm okay with having watched it at home. I watched this movie that, again, so these are, if I'm telling you right now, most of these things are things I came across on TikTok first, and I was like, let me go find these movies. I watched Code 3. It's Rainn Wilson, Lil Rel Howard. They're ambulance drivers, and end up being a real entertaining. It's a comedy, but a little drama to it, you know what I'm saying? Because these people are working a very hard job and living a very hard life. So I would tell you to check that movie out. The one lady from Community plays their boss, and she's a fun little side character in that and so forth. Good stuff. Really enjoyed that movie as well. The Gentleman was a Guy Ritchie film starring Matthew McConaughey about basically a London weed kingpin trying to get out the game. Is going to sell his business off. But, if you know how Guy Ritchie movies are, especially Guy movie action kind of weed movies like Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels, it's of that ilk. So real action-y, a lot of gunplay, a lot of goofy shit, a lot of little side stories, lots of good actors in that movie. So that ended up being a real fun one. If you can find The Gentleman, it's from 2019, so it's a few years old now. I would tell you that was dope. I watched a bunch of Christmas movies. But almost all of them ended up being on Amazon, thanks, Box. Because Amazon's selection of Christmas movies this year, I felt, was pretty solid. Did you notice that there's no more ads on Amazon?
You had told me that, and yes, I have. Trust me, it is very, very nice.
My dad was thanking me last night for how nice it is now to have no ads on the Amazon.
Yeah.
My dad's been streaming his ass off on there. Him and my stepmom have almost watched the entire series of Grimm in 3 weeks.
Nice. Well, I checked out Oh What Fun. That's one Nick Jew didn't like because Nick Jew watched the Christmas movies too. She was not appreciative of it. It stars Michelle Pfeiffer as a mom who basically feels underappreciated by her family at Christmas time. She puts on so much effort and so forth and so on, and they just don't bang with her. And by the end of it, she ends up leaving and driving all the way to LA to be on the show she wanted to be on because she wanted her kids to enter her into the contest to possibly appear on the show. And I don't know, it ended up being a pretty fun to me. I didn't mind that one at all. There's another one called Something from Tiffany's. And again, that is on Amazon. Just a little love story where this guy buys a beautiful engagement ring for what is hopefully to be his future fiance, and another guy who's just kind of like, I don't know, man, just he's kind of in a relationship but not really in it, buys a pair of earrings. Well, the guy who bought a pair of earrings, it's kind of a jerk, walks out, ends up getting hit by a car, and the guy who bought the nice ring went to go help him, and their bags get switched. So the guy who is kind of a jerk and has really no intention of getting engaged, ends up giving his lady the engagement ring because he got hit by a car and had a concussion. He kind of has slight memory loss. So he's like, I must have wanted to do this. So he's like, all right, well, let's get engaged. And the other guy ends up giving his lady these beautiful diamond earrings. And she's super happy with them. But his intention was, I'm supposed to be, proposing. So he goes on a mission to try to figure out how to get, to try to get that back. And it becomes a thing. And he ends up meeting the lady who got the ring. They end up making a love connection. And by the end of the movie, the two are together. It's a good time. Something from Tiffany's. Recommend. Your Christmas or Mine, and Your Christmas or Mine 2. There's actually 2 of those, and I hope they make a third because I really had fun with them.
Oh yeah, I saw that. I almost watched those.
They're fun, super fun. This guy and his girlfriend are leaving college to go home for Christmas for their families. They both get the idea, like, no, you know what? I'm gonna go surprise them and go hop the train they're on. And when we get off the train, we'll be at each other's train stations, and surprise, let's go to have Christmas with one another. But they both did the idea. So she ends up going to his house, which is, of course, a super rich, snooty house. And his dad's a bit of an asshole and so forth. And he goes to her house, and they're all like, salt of the earth, good people. But they don't understand him either. It's just weird and so forth. And that's how the first one goes. And the second one, they all go on vacation together. That ends up having its own little story, which is kind of fun. So good time. Both of those are, I think, just fun. I watched Wake Up Dead Man, a Knives Out mystery. The latest Knives Out movie. It was very good, but not the funny that I expect from Knives Out movies. It was a little more sincere mystery kind of situation. And that's good. That's the one with Daniel Craig, right? Yeah. Where he plays It's like on Netflix? Yes. Okay. So if while you were talking about that last movie with the train thing, I remember now. I did watch another movie on Amazon. It was like The Portal Door or something like that. It had Dr. Alan Grant in it. It was like it was some British movie where it was like this guy like ends up at a job at some sort of like company that does magic, and like he ends up he finds this door, and the guy who runs the company is like a bad guy, and they have to stop him and shit. Yeah. What'd you think? For like a unknown British movie, like it wasn't that bad. Like I thought the characters like were pretty solid, and like the monster looks weren't too bad. I guess it was like from a couple years ago, but yeah, like I watched it on Amazon. Very cool. Let's see. So the Knives Out movie, like I said, it's really good, but like I said, it's more of a mystery than the funny ha-has of the first 2 Knives Out movie. I love Ryan Johnson. Love what he does with film and TV and stuff like that. So highly recommend. Yeah. You got Netflix? I need to watch that. Yeah, like because I like the other movies, and he did that Peacock show. Yeah. I know what you're talking about with Natasha Lyonne. Yeah. Poker Face. Word up. Which I still need to watch the second season of. Yeah. So,
I also watched the Dave Chappelle special that got dropped.
Yeah. Now, normally, I would think if it spoke to you wildly loud, you would have hollered at us about it. But I have not heard from you about this special at all. Was it just a good special and not a great, or are you just like it's fine? What are your opinion on this Dave Chappelle special?
It was all right. It was one of those ones where he does like the typical Dave Chappelle thing, where like
I hate trans people and
no, I'm talking about his approach.
Okay.
As far as like where he makes jokes that like let you know how like rich and famous he is, but then like he interweaves it into like a story about like civil rights of sorts or something like that. You know?
A setup that starts over here and ends up your punchline at the end kind of situation. Yeah, he's very good at that. Respect due. Again, another show that popped up on TikTok, and I was like, "What's this? This is fascinating." The show ended up being called Film Club. Little BBC series, 6 episodes, because BBC don't want to make any kind of show with any kind of length or more seasons. So season.
I thought BBC had all the length.
Oddly enough, not. 6 episodes. I think like 20 minutes each. Not even like so not even giant whatever. It's just whatever. But it's real good. It's a lady who has a film club. Her and her bestie, this guy, have a film club. And they watch movies together and so forth and so on. But at some point in the last 6 months, she's become super agoraphobic and cannot go outside her house. She can get to the curb, she'll tell you I can't get past the bins. And whatever happened in her mind to snap her like that has snapped her like that. So this guy is a dude. He's her bestie. She has a boyfriend. She has a sister and a mom and so forth and so on. And so everybody's trying to be on her side and trying to help her get past this. And as it turns out, as you watch it, you figure out that, these two really like each other. And her boyfriend, kind of a piece of shit. Because of course he is. Because you wouldn't believe the boyfriend's a piece of shit because the way he acts and interacts and reacts the entire show. You would never know he's a piece of shit until you get to this one episode and you're like, this motherfucker. So, if you can kind of come across it, I'd highly recommend you check out Film Club. On Box's guidance, Box said he watched A Haunting in Venice, and that reminded me there were 2 movies before that, Murder on the Orient Express and Death on the Nile. I procured Murder on the Orient Express and Death on the Nile is on Amazon. And so I've watched both of those, fell asleep on both of those. It's not that they were boring. I'm old and I get tired. But I
had already seen Death on the Nile.
Yeah.
But I hadn't seen the other one because I think the other one has like Johnny Depp in it, right?
Yeah. And so I ended up watching, now that I think about it, that both of those movies star some people that are not good people. But what am I to do with that?
Are you alluding to like Gal Gadot or something like that?
Yes, I am straight up saying her, and in particular Gal Gadot and Johnny Depp. But I ended up, like I said, I watched most of both of them. I just ended up kind of drifting off, and I did end up reading about the ending, so I am aware of how both these movies ended. So I'm not lost about them. But really, really good. Kenneth Branagh is one hell of a director, as well as playing Hercule Poirot. He is the main guy. He is the detective in these movies, and he's a real good actor in those regard as well. If you don't know, Kenneth Branagh directed the first Thor movie, but he's better than that. He's a hell of an actor. He was an actor first, and then started directing, and he's great at both. Really, just is. He really is good at Hercule Poirot. And of course, I want to watch A Haunting in Venice after this because I want to basically watch the trilogy. So I actually have plans on watching that. And then again, those come from Box's recommendation of A Haunting in Venice. And so I was like, well, let me watch the first 2 first. I am near the end of Metroid Prime, but another game got my attention, y'all, and I didn't expect it to. Ball X Pit. If you have Game Pass, you can play it on Xbox for free. I do no longer have Game Pass, so I got it on a Switch sale. Luckily, I had a couple of dollars on my Switch already, so I ended up buying this game. Arkanoid Brick Breaker? Imagine that as your base game, okay? You're throwing balls toward the top of the screen. But in this case, you're a character, you're moving, you have a reticle that you're moving, and you're beating up enemies with these balls. And as you go through, you'll level up and you'll get a power-up. And then as you go through, you get a different power up. And some of those power ups can combine to become super power ups. You're just trying to go through the levels and beat those levels. And it's a roguelike. So you will die. Or there's a boss on each level. So you can beat a level, and then there you go. You beat that level, and then you go to the next level. But while between levels, there's also a little bit of a world builder in it. The world building part is kind of dumb to me, but it's there. So what am I to do? And basically, as you go through the game, you pick up blueprints, and that's how you build stuff in the world. That you get blueprints of things to build, and then as you build stuff and whatever, you'll get extra characters, and then you go try to beat the game with that character. They each have their own like powers that are like, oh, this guy shoots fireballs. This guy, there's two of them, so they're shooting more balls at once. This guy shoots super fast. This guy shoots ghost balls, and so forth and so on. And it's bro. Once I get going, I'll do like 3 or 4 runs and just have a great time at it. So, just like I said, it pulled me out of my hookup. I played a little bit of Fortnite, but just a couple of rounds here and there. So not too much of the shooting right now. Good time to be had there. I read Rainbow Six. Man, Rainbow Six is still a good ass book all these years later. Now, it's another thing that's aged kind of funkily because it's a little too rah-rah pro-America in a situation where I'm like, I don't know if you should be right about now, but I get it. And so forth. And it's really anti-environmentalist because like that's the bad guys in this book. People are like, this guy's like basically trying to I don't know, he's trying to fight. Is he trying to he's trying to wait a minute, is that the same? Yeah, Rainbow Six. Man, there's a lot going on in Rainbow Six, y'all. Because Rainbow Six is about like this anti-terror organization, right? So you get multiple terrorist things that happen throughout the book that Rainbow Six goes and tries to, and solves, I guess. But then there's an overarching mystery about these people that are basically trying to poison the planet. And I'm not joking when I tell you that that's their goal. And that they'll only be like, basically like 3,000-4,000 people left on the whole world when they're said and done. And they've invented this super virus that they know is going to kill. And then they invent a cure that's actually not a cure. It's going to get more people sick. And then they actually have a cure, and they've only given the cure to, these particular people. So it's a crazy ass book. Rainbow Six goes hard, y'all. It's like a 32-hour book. So it's a very long book, but Rainbow Six is still kind of great all these years later. I was glad I gave it a listen. I told you about a little fantasy book by fantasy writer N.K. Jemisin called The Fifth Season. I went through that first book, like, it was so good. About 15 hours, so it's kind of short. Ran through it, put a hold on the sequel in Libby. My hold came up last night. Started that book today while at work. Loving the sequel so far. It's a 3-book series, so I definitely will just go through all those books. I'm having a great time with this. That book seems to be about, imagine, I'm going to use Avatar kind of metaphors here, but imagine there are people throughout the world who are earthbenders, but people are scared of them because they blame them for the problems that are happening on the planet. And as I listened to this second book, what I found out is somehow the moon has been destroyed, and the actual problems of this planet is because the moon don't exist no more. And so the tidal locking that the moon has engaged with on the earth doesn't exist anymore. So that's why the earth is having all these issues. But of course, I don't know where that's going to go as I read the book, but I'm like, oh shit, it's crazy. So I'm really having a good time with that book. I've started the sequel. The first one is called The Fifth Season. The second one is The Obelisk Gate. N.K. Jemisin, black woman, science fiction and fantasy writer. Highly recommend you check out these particular books. And I don't know if her other works are hitting like this, but this is, of course, an award-winning, Hugo. I believe it's a Hugo award-winning book, The Fifth Season. And the other ones are real well. The sequel so far is real good too. That's it. It's a lot, but it's been some weeks, y'all. So that's why it's so much to share with you. My throat raw as fucking sandpaper right now, Lyle. So let's go ahead and put a fork in this motherfucker. If you like hearing us wax poetic about all things Cleveland and ourselves, please like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications. We're here just about every Thursday around 8:30 p.m. And if you want to join us live and on podcast services otherwise, consider buying a shirt or other items over at tpublic.com/user/StaysCrunchyMilk, all one word, crunchy, of course, being spelled with a K. And feel free to give us a call at 216-264-6311. That's 216-264-6311. We would certainly love to hear from you. Happy New Year to you and yours. Our missing man is the 216's own Tatum 216. He's doing well. The holiday season seemed to have done right by him, and his kids are growing so fast. But worry not if you are worried. If you were worried, he is good. That is, of course, the big homie Lunchbox 2099.
I showed up today.
This one was well, like I said, because we have not been doing the show. I had the write-up done forever ago. Only thing I had to pull today, the only thing I pulled today was the 2 articles. Everything else was already ready to go. So I was prepared. We outside, y'all. You know how we get down. I am the internet's Tay-Rail 713. Don't make me push you into traffic. We'll do it again next time. Until then, peace.
What happened to your ass? It used to be beautiful.
Stays crunchy and milk.